So I'll be a good 3 minutes, I think, maybe even a bit more with all of the introduction stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Right, I think we are live. Yes, I think we're live. Good evening, everybody, or good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you are. I'm just going to get the chat working. Bear with us a minute. There is a problem with the chat system at the moment in that every single time I go in, I have to go in and click refresh, and then the chat comes up. Excellent. Right, so welcome to the first in a series of Too Many Bones playthroughs that I am doing on my channel as part of my Patreon campaign. In January, I'm planning to do about 3 or 4 playthroughs in January. These are not sponsored videos in any way. I'm doing them effectively just for fun, but it's all supported through the Patreon campaign. So a huge thank you to all of my Patreon supporters for making all of the videos that I'm doing in January possible. If you are in a position to be able to support me, you like the content that I create, there is a link down in the bottom right. And this video is going to be aimed at the people who are just starting with Too Many Bones. If you either don't have the game, but you're interested in learning how to play it, you may have watched some other playthrough videos and found them very, very confusing, or you may have the game and be struggling to learn it, or you might have the game and not have actually got round to trying to learn it yet. This video is essentially for you. There's a lot of people in the chat who are experts at the game, and they're going to be helping out with the rules. I'm certainly by no means an expert at the game. The person I'm playing with tonight, Scott, who I'll introduce in a minute, he's played the game more than me. So we're going to be getting the rules right. Okay, so don't fear. We will get the rules right, because if I get anything wrong, the chat will shout at me and tell me that we've got something wrong. So it is going to function as a way of learning the game. But as I say, I'm not some expert in the game. What we're doing tonight is we're going right back to basics. We're playing with not quite just the core set, okay? We are using Patches and Nugget. Now, Nugget is an expansion character, but it's a standalone expansion. But the rest of the stuff we're using is just the core set. So if you wanted to, if you've only got the core set, you can effectively play mostly the same as what we've got here, but you wouldn't be able to play with Nugget. Nugget is an expansion character. And we're going to be playing against the Tyrant Nom. Various people have told me, including my Patreon supporters, that Patches and Nugget versus Nom is a nice start. They're 2 relatively easy characters to play, and this is one of the shortest and the easiest tyrants to play. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I am now going to go over to Discord and say hello to Scott. Can you hear me, Scott? Excellent. Right. Let me know if you can hear. Oh, hang on a minute. I've got to unmute Scott on there. Right. There you go. Say hello again, Scott.
Hello.
So hopefully you can hear Scott. Right. I'm now going to tell you a very, very high level overview of what Too Many Bones is about. It is a 1 to 4 player, fully cooperative game. It is set in a fantasy world, and it is kind of like a dice building RPG. Now, it's an RPG in the board game sense of the word RPG. It's not a role-playing game as such like Dungeons & Dragons. It is a board game with strict rules that you have to follow. But the objective of the game is that you are fighting against a tyrant. There are 7 different tyrants included in the core set, and there are loads more in all of the other expansion sets. And you pick at the start of the game which tyrant you want to try and fight against. You will then travel through the lands over a period of days, trying to collect progress points. When you've collected enough progress points, you will then be able to take on the tyrant, and you have a final battle with the tyrant, and you're trying to win. Over the course of those days, you will have encounters. The encounter deck is built up at the start of the game, which is here. I'll explain that in a second in more detail. And in those encounters, you're going to have various choices to make, and you will have battles. Battles take place on the battle mat, and as the result of battles and other encounters, your characters will get loot and training points, and you will use that to effectively level up your character, because your characters at the start of the game are not able to take on the tyrant. So you'll be traveling through the lands, doing stuff to collect training points, and then fighting the tyrant at the end. That's a very high level overview. Diane said none of the tyrants are easy. Okay, right. They never said easy. Okay, so it's one of the short ones. The rest of the rules, I'm actually going to explain to you as we're going along. But what I will tell you, one of the things that I learned about this game, and this is the biggest lesson that I learned about this game, is there are the core rules of the game and how you play that. I will hopefully explain most of those tonight, but each of the characters is extremely specialized and works in a different way, okay? Now, each character comes with one of these player aids, which has got loads of information on about how that character works, which is extremely scary when you get the game. So the recommendation is when you start playing this game, pick a character, try and learn how the character works, but keep playing that character until you learn it, until you learn how it works. If, like me, your first few games of this were switching around from one character to the next, it never stuck, okay? And I really struggled with it. Now, hopefully by the end of this video, you'll know most of the core rules of the game. You're not going to see every single bit about this character. You are going to see bits about this character, and we'll explain roughly how this works, but you're not going to see every single aspect of each of the characters tonight. You are going to see just a bit of them. Right, okay, so without further ado, let's explain what we've done to set up. We've got the battle mat here, okay? We have a round counter here. This is a die with R1 to R5 and a blood drop. That goes in here on R1. We have 4 initiative dice here. We have the blue one, the purple one, the yellow one, and the green one. These are for the bad guys, okay? So there's 4 of those in their colours. Speaking of the bad guys, we have 3 stacks of chips. We have the 1s, the 5s, and the 20s. So these are the baddies, and we're just using the baddies from the base game tonight. Now, you don't use all of the baddies in a game. If we have a look at Nom, I'm just going to switch to my other camera, which is a little bit green. Right, we're going to have a look at Nom. This is Nom. This is the tyrant that we've chosen, okay? And you look down in the bottom left of the card. This tells you which type of baddies are going to be in this game. So this is trolls, orcs, and scales. So what you do is you get all of your baddie chips in the game, and every single one of them in the bottom right has an icon. You can see that this is an orc, so we're using it. This is a scales, so we're using it. So basically, at the start of the game, you go through all of your baddie chips, you take out the ones not in use, and you only use the ones that you should be using. And then you give them a shuffle, and you have 3 piles of baddie chips. So that's that. The tyrant himself or herself, I don't know, Nom, has a baddie chip and a baddie dice. That's going to come in later on. Before we switch over from the baddie, I'm just going to show you the other bits on this card. Right hand side. This is the amount of progress points we need in order to be able to then challenge the tyrant. So we only need 6. And this is the amount of days that we have to do it in. I believe if we get to the end of the 8th day and we don't have 6 progress points, we lose automatically. Is that right, Scott?
Yes.
Okay, right. And you can see down here, game length. So there is a rough indication of how long a game will last, and this is 1 dot. Obviously, we're playing 2-player today. If you were playing with more players, it would be a longer game as well. Right. The next thing to set up is the encounter deck. And you can see that we've actually got this cover card on top because the encounter cards are 2-sided. And some people don't want to know what the next card is going to be, so they cover it with an encounter cover card, right? Now, the encounter deck, the rules are in the rulebook on how you set this up. But basically, what we've got is the top 3 cards are special encounters 1, 2, and 3. Every single game you play will have special cards 1, 2, and 3 on top of the deck. And you can see there, 1, 2, and 3, and it's 1, 2, and 3. This is the first 3 days of your journey, okay? So they will always be the same. The next set of cards, what you do is you look at how many days this is, which is 8. You subtract, I think, 3 from that, which leaves us with 5. And then we take the, if you can have a look here, let's just put this camera back on. I'm not going to look at the card itself, but down at the bottom it says base set general 18. Okay, now there are 30 general cards. Remember, the other one said special, so you want to take the 30 general cards, shuffle them, pick 5 out at random, and then what you do is you also take the tyrant card. Now, this tyrant has 1, but some of the other tyrants have more than 1. Then what you do is you shuffle that in with these, and then you put that on the bottom of this, and that is your encounter deck. So every day we play, we're going to reveal the next card from the encounter deck. Okay. We also have 4 of these chips. These are for the 4 bad guys as well. Over here we have the loot and the trove loot. These were both shuffled. We have the lock picking dice. They go there. And then you have each character. Okay, so each character. Oh yeah, you could also draw from the bottom if you really didn't want to see. So each character starts the game. We've actually got it set up in adventuring mode. So if you're playing this game for the first time, at the back of the rulebook, or near the back of the rulebook, there is on page 23, it actually says easing into too many bones. Now, in my opinion, this should have been earlier in the rulebook because it doesn't actually mention this at all until here. But it does suggest if you're playing the game for the first time, play on adventurer mode. This is basically different difficulty settings that you can choose to play. So adventurer mode means that we add 2 to your Gearlock's hit point stat before starting day 1, and we gain 1 training point. Okay, now there's something else as well, but that gives me time to explain the stats. So all of the Gearlocks have 4 stats. I'm just going to take these dice off for now. Health, dexterity, attack, and defense. They start off with the values printed on here. Because we've chosen to play in adventurer mode today, both of the characters start with 2 extra hit points. What that means is you take one of your character's stat dice, set it to 2, and it goes in there. So my character actually has 7 health at the start of the game. So what you do is you take 7 health chips, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got the premium health chips from Chip Theory Games because they feel really nice. You put your character on top. Scott is playing Nugget. Again, adventurer mode, we've got an extra 2. So Nugget starts the game with 6 health. The other stats, it works in a similar way. So dexterity starts off at 2. If I wanted to increase it to 3, I put it in there. You don't roll these dice. You just use these dice to represent how many you've got. Okay. The other thing that adventurer mode did is it said we started with 1 training point. I'm not going to explain training points just yet, but just so you know, I've spent mine on dexterity and Scott has spent his on Longblade. So this is a skill on here. And Scott also starts with sling stones. And the reason why he starts with sling stones, or Nugget's a she, isn't it? Is, and you might not be able to see this because it's, to be fair, it's not very clear, but these are all of the skills on your sheet. And if there is a circle around the skill, like there is on there, that means you actually start the game with it. Okay. The other ones, you have to buy them. They cost 1 training point to buy them. But if there's a circle around it, you start with it, which is why Nugget starts with this. Now, it's set to 0, so she doesn't actually have any of them. But the important thing is the die is in there. And then Scott, you chose to spend your training point on buying Longblade.
Yeah.
So that's it. We are all set up. We are ready to go. Is there anything else from setup that we haven't done? There is some extra stuff off camera. Each character has 16 skill dice and the other stat dice. So this is off camera. We also have the attack dice, the defense dice. We have loads and loads of other stuff off camera. We will bring that on camera when we need it. Okay, so let's give it a go. There is a handy dandy reference sheet called the GARG, which is the Gearlock Adventure Reference Guide. And there's loads of useful stuff on here, but the adventure routine is printed on here. So the first thing we do at the start of each day, we turn the day counter. Now, I'm not actually using the day counter today. The day counter is like it's a chip that you're supposed to rotate and turn to mark the passage of time. I find that quite difficult to see, and if you accidentally knock it, so what I'm going to be using is I'm going to be using a simple D6 to track the passage of time, but you don't do that on the first day. Okay, so we're on day 1. There you go. Then what we do is we do a new encounter. So here we go. We're going to read this. Now remember, I'm going to read this narrative style, but every game you play with the base set, this card will always be the same. Right. Only 12 hours, is this number 1? Yes. Only 12 hours till dawn and the send-off ceremony that will no doubt change the lives of every remaining Gearlock and likely every life in Daelor. Weapons and supplies are ready to go, but the night is young and adrenaline fills the veins. It's clear no sleep will be had tonight. There's sure to be some shady peddlers in dark alleys ready to deal in loot. Then again, some last-minute training could pay a nice dividend by morning. So what to do, what to do. And then what you do is you flip the card over. Okay, and here we go. We have our first choice in the game. So the 2 different choices are here, but whatever's printed down at the bottom is what you always get no matter which choice you make. This is progress points. Okay, so we're going to get 1 progress point already, but there's nothing here. So we're not going to get any automatic successes. So our 2 options are, we can squeeze in some last minute self-improvement. If we do that, we get 2 training points. Or we can shake down a shady peddler. If we do that, we only get 1 training point, but we also get some loot. Now, we discussed this off camera, and me and Scott have decided we're going to go with the second option, which is the opposite of what Brian is telling us to do in the chat. Brian is saying always choose training, but we've decided before the stream started, we're going to do this one. So what happens is we both get a training point, and each Gearlock in the party may draw 2 loot and choose 1 to keep. Okay, so we're going to do that bit first. We're doing the loot, and I'm going to do mine first, and then we'll come back to Scott's in a minute because Scott's is special. So I get 2 loot cards, and let's see what I've drawn. Okay, so I've drawn Fortunate Discovery and Stonehammer. Now, Stonehammer is a single-use card that is useful when doing lockpicking. But actually, I'm not going to choose that. I'm going to choose Fortunate Discovery. So what that does is I can select one of my consumables and place it in a spot on my mat, and it's now available for use. Okay, so time to explain consumables. Wasn't going to explain this yet, but that's the card that I've just drawn. So each of the characters, this is the skill mat here. There are 16 slots on it for the 16 skill dice. The yellow ones are not ones that you can train in. They are not actually, although they are technically skill dice, they're not really skills that you train in. What they are is consumables that you find as part of loot. That's exactly what I found. I found a Fortunate Discovery, which means I can take either Liquid Life, Poison Dart, or E-Cells. Now, I've not played this character before, so I think I'm going to take... I might take a Poison Dart. Okay, so I take Poison Dart, I take skill dice number 12, which is here, and I just put it in there. Again, you don't roll it, put it in the right one, Paul. Oh no, 12 is E-Cells. 8, Poison Dart. There you go. You just put that in there. We'll come on to that later on. Okay, now, before we do Scott's loot, I need to explain something called an innate ability. All of the Gearlocks have what's called an innate ability. My innate ability will become relevant in combat, whereas Scott's innate ability, you just want to let us know what it is, Scott?
Yeah, so it's called Treasure Seeker. And whenever Nugget draws loot as an encounter reward, draw an extra and discard one.
Yeah, now where is this printed on here? That's here. Here we go.
So, yeah.
Is it going to focus? There you go. So instead of drawing 2 and choosing 1, Nugget actually draws 3 and chooses 1. So here are your choices. You can have Rusty Optics. So at the end of a round, you gain 3 initiative spots. So that's going to be useful in combat. Flare Distraction. Before facing a battle encounter with BQ baddie points, reduce it by 3. Ooh. Or a Prying Iron. Basically, add 2 to a lock-picking attempt, 2 uses.
I'm thinking between the Rusty Optics or the Flare Distraction.
People are saying in the chat that your volume is low. Yes, I can't turn it up. I've turned it up as much as I can. It is low, and Scott's not able to turn it up any further at his end, unfortunately. You might have to shout.
Yeah, okay. Let's go with the Flare.
Okay, so you go with the Flare. Loot goes to the right-hand side of the character sheet. Training points. Okay, time to explain what you can do with your training points. The easiest thing to explain is you can buy a skill, okay? And if we have a look at the skills again on my sheet, and you can probably just about see it on here, but the skills are arranged in various sections with lines in between them, and some of them have the 5-pointed star on. And if we look at my skill list again here, you can see some of them have this star on. What that means, the ones with the star on are the ones that you've got to buy first. You can't buy something that doesn't have a star on unless you have unlocked the previous one. So for example, if you can see here, if I decide to go down the red route, which is Combat Medic, I have to buy Medkit first. Okay, I cannot buy the other ones until I've bought Combat Medic. Until I've bought Medkit as a skill. Okay, so there are various skill trees here that you need to follow. That's one option that you can do. The other option is that you can increase one of your stats. Now, if you want to increase your health, you just do it. Okay, you add 1 to the dice that's there, or if the dice wasn't there, you put it at 1. And if you increase your health, you get a health chip immediately. You can increase your dex. That's automatic. You just spend the training point and you automatically get it. If you want to increase your attack or defense, you have to make a roll. And we'll come on to that when we do it. But the important thing is, if you fail, it just means you have to spend the training point elsewhere. You don't lose the training point, okay? So, Scott, do you know what you're spending your training point on?
Yeah, I'm going to take a Dexterity.
Okay, so Scott's going to increase his Dexterity by 1. So your Dexterity is now 4. Brian is telling me attack. And yes, I was actually, that was my plan. I was actually going to increase my attack. I was going to take Medkit, wasn't I?
Yeah, it was between attack or Medkit.
It was between attack and Medkit, and Brian is telling me attack. So I'm going to go attack. There you go. So my attack is now 2. There you go. That is, if we look at the flow chart, that's actually, this is the third step. This is the dividing the spoils and applying training points and logging the progress. So we've got 1 progress towards the 6 we need. There are 2 ways that you can track progress in this game. You can tuck these cards underneath the encounter deck so that they remain visible. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use another die to mark how many progress points we've got. In fact, I'm going to use this die for the progress points because we only need 6. So it's day 1 and we've got 1 progress point. There you go. That's that. That card can disappear.
You roll for that attack training point.
Oh, that's true. Yes. Thank you very much. After just saying you need to roll for it, I then completely forgot. Okay, so here's how it works. If you want to try and increase your attack, you need to roll a number of attack dice. Where's my dice rolling tray gone? There is it. Right. These are the attack dice, the 2 main types of dice in the game. The attack of the white ones, the defense of the orange ones. So whenever you want to increase your attack, you roll a number of dice equal to your current level. But if you get a bones, it doesn't work. So here we go. I didn't get a bones, but the attack worked. There you go. We're all sorted. Right. The 4th step in each round or in each day is the recovery step. Now, there are a few different things that you can do in the recovery step. You can trade loot between your party. So if, for example, it was agreed that the Flare Distraction would be a better card for me to have, you could now give it to me. You can make lock picking attempts if we had any things that needed lock picking. And then after we've done both of those, each player gets to do one of 3 possible options. The first one is to rest and recover, which means you restore your gear lock back to full health. Neither of us need to do that in the first round of the game. We can search for better loot, which basically means discarding the one that you've got and then rolling a bunch of dice to see if you find anything else. And the third one is to scout the area, which allows us a glimpse at what might be coming. So Scott, I don't have a choice because I don't have any loot. So I'm going to go scouting. But what do you want to do? Do you want the Flare Distraction? Or...
Yeah, it doesn't really matter which of us has that.
Okay.
Because it's used before the battle starts. So I think I will scout as well.
Okay. So when you scout, what you do is you roll a normal d6. So I'll scout first. You roll a normal d6. If you get a 1 to 3, you look at the top face down chip on the 1 stack. If I'd have rolled a 4 to 5, you look at the top chip on the 5 stack. And if you rolled a 6, you look at the top chip on the 20 stack. You can always choose a lower stack. So if I rolled a 6, I could actually choose any of them. I've rolled a 1, which means I get to look at the top chip of the 1 stack. Now, here's the thing. When I first played this game, this is what I did. And I looked at it, and I drew the tile, and I saw it, and I went, I have absolutely no idea. Okay? So this is one of the parts of the game that really caught me out the first time I played it, because I've no idea whether that's good or bad. Now, when you start to play the game more, you will realize whether this is good for your party or not, okay? Because each of the gear locks works in a very different way, and you will know whether this is, good or bad. What do you think, Scott? Do you know this one? Do you think this is going to be good for us or not?
It's not too bad. It's only got 2 health, so we can kill it quickly. Weaken is not a nice skill for it to have.
Well, what do you think? Do you think put this to the top?
I think we should keep it. Yeah, because we can kill it easily.
Because we have an option. We can either put it back on top of the deck, the stack, or we can put it on the bottom. So Scott reckons we should be able to handle this. So we're going to put it on top. And what we do is we put it face up. Okay, so we've seen that is the first baddie that we're going to be fighting. Right, Scott, you're also scouting. You've also rolled a 1. So again, we look at the top face down chip, which is now not that one. It's now the next one. Okay, and this is... It's an Orc Scout.
Raiding is a skill I'm not...
Okay, so I know raiding. What raiding does is basically this baddie gets stronger the more orcs are on the battlefield.
Okay.
So this, on its without any other orcs, this is good. It's really weak.
Yeah. Does it add attack dice?
It has 1 attack dice, yes. If there was another orc, it would have 2 attack dice. And if there was another orc, it would be 3. So it's plus 1 attack dice for every thing on there.
I say we keep that one as well.
Yep, okay, we're going to keep that one as well. So we know they are the first 2 baddies that we're going to come across in the game. And that is the end of the first day. Very simple. We drew an encounter card, we resolved it, and then we did some scouting. Now we move on to day 2. And I'm now going to draw the next card, which again, this is a fixed one. Remember, the first 3 are fixed. 15 steps into the journey. 15 steps, and already a gearlock boot is struck through by an arrow. Luckily, no toes were killed. Teeth are clenched and a painful tug is made while looking around in embarrassment. Yow! Now, sufficiently ticked, it's time to return the favour to the ominous figures at the edge of the woods. A commotion breaks out atop the city wall, interrupting all thoughts. Guards have now spotted the brazen intruders and are notching their arrows. Their help is at the ready. Like it or not, this adventure is underway. Right, so we have 2 choices. Whichever choice we make, we are going to get 1 progress point, we are going to get a training point, and we're going to get a loot. Okay, so that happens no matter what. But the 2 choices are, we can hail the guards for help. If we do that, we're going to have a fight. But in this fight, at the start of each round, arrows from the wall will deal 1 damage to each baddie because we've decided to stay near the walls and we're getting help from the guards. Or option B, again, we have a fight, but we don't get the help of the guards, but we do get a training point. So I'm thinking we go with option B because we are playing on adventurer mode, which is an easier mode, and therefore we should be a bit more tooled up.
Yeah, I like option B.
Yeah, also...
Training points are always good.
Training points are always good, and also if we choose option B, we don't have to remember an extra rule, is my thinking. Yeah. So we're going with option B, and we're going to have our first battle. Battles are a huge part of this game, and we're now going to see the first one. So we are going to explain how the rules for battling works. The first thing we need to do is we need to create what's called the battle queue. Now the card tells us the battle queue is baddie points. Okay, sometimes it will say other things on there, but this time the battle queue is simply baddie points. Now the calculation for baddie points is really easy. It is the number of characters multiplied by the day. Okay, so the battle queue is 4 baddie points. Then what we do is we create the baddie queue based on these chips. So because it's 4, that's 4 ones. If it was 5, it would be 1 5. If it was 6, it would be a 5 and then a 1. Basically, you use the highest denominations as you can in order to create the battle queue. So in this case, we have a battle queue of 4 baddie points, which is 4 ones. Okay, so we take the top 4 chips. Now, we don't know what these 2 are, but they are going to be revealed immediately. But if we had more than 4 chips underneath it, the remaining ones would stay face down because there can only ever be 4 baddies on here at any time. Okay, so here's what we do. We look at the first one. I'm going to zoom into this camera now. Hopefully that one's okay. So we're going to look at the first one, and what we're interested in is on the left-hand side, there is either a picture of a bow or there is a picture of crossed swords. This is a bow, which means it's going on the ranged spaces, and this is the first one we're putting on, so it's going on here. Okay, and then what we do is we take chip number 1 and we put it underneath like that. And then what we do is we take the initiative die number 1 and we set it to the initiative of the creature, which is 5. So again, you don't roll these. We're just going to put it there on initiative 5. So this creature here, this dragon whelp, is monster number 1 and it's going on initiative 5. Right. Then we have the orc scout. This is again a ranged creature. So this is going on space number 2, which is purple. I need to put health on these as well, so bear with us a minute. This has got an initiative of 4. Okay, so that's going there. Right, the third one is this is a troll brute. So this is a melee creature. So this is going on here. And this has got initiative 1, so it's a very slow moving creature. And then finally, we have a troll romper, which has got thick skin 1 and careless. This is on initiative 2. And this is also a melee creature. So that goes there. Okay, now the health is printed on them. So we need 3 health for the troll brute. We need 2 health for the dragon whelp. We need 3 health for the orc raider. And we need 3 health for there. And that's another reason why I've got this extra camera set up, so that you can actually see the health chips, because there's obviously a 3D part to this game. Is that bright enough, Scott? Or is it a bit dark?
It's okay for me.
Okay. It looks a little dark for me. I'll just try and increase the brightness a little bit here, if I can find the right settings. Hopefully the software won't crash. Cross fingers. There we go. Up the brightness a bit. So, that's the baddies. There's the initiative of the baddies. We now roll our initiative dice. So each character has an initiative dice. These are rolled, okay? But they're not all the same. Different characters have different numbers on the faces. Some characters are faster than others. So I'm going to roll our initiative dice, and then we'll see where we slot in the sequence. So I'm on 3 and you're on 3. And if we tied with any of the baddies, we would go before them. So as it turns out, we go here. Who's going to go first? Does it matter?
We can choose.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame I don't have any slingshot stones. But
yeah,
put me in first.
because you're a ranged character. Oh, you're melee and ranged, but to use your range, you need your sling stones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, so that's the start of combat, and then we choose where we're going to go on here. So some characters are melee, some characters are ranged. Nugget is a melee or ranged character. So Nugget can actually start anywhere, whereas I have to start on one of these spaces here, which indicates that it's a melee space. So I think what I'm going to do is, I think if we try and get rid of one of these trolls before it attacks us, that might work. I'm going to go there.
Do they both have thick skin?
They both have thick skin 1.
Yeah.
But this, the troll brute actually has a defense die as well.
Okay.
So where would you like to go? You can go on any of the spaces.
Yeah. I'm thinking we need to kill that, whatever it was, dragon whelp.
The dragon whelp, yeah.
Because weaken is nasty.
Mm-hmm.
So if you put me next to you, and
there.
I'll move forwards and then attack that.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Oh, George says melee stroke ranged is actually its own type. It's not melee and ranged. It's actually a third type. Okay. Thank you very much. And yes, whilst Nugget can use ranged weapons, the way that Nugget works is that she can only use her ranged weapons if she has any slingshots. Okay. Otherwise, it's stabby up close. Although you do have a long blade, remember?
Yeah, but it's the long blades, mostly 1s and a single 2.
It is. Yeah.
My chance of killing the dragon whelp with
one
just
hit.
that is low. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So now what we do is we do the first round of combat. You see here it says R1, and what I do, and I don't know whether it says this in the rules, but I put the dice down at the bottom here, and then when a character has taken their turn, I move them to the top so you can see where you are in the sequence. And then when everybody's taken a turn, we move them down and we go into round 2. So round 1, we have the baddie first, and you can see which colour of baddie it is because it's the blue one. So it's the blue one there, so it's this one. And what a baddie does, let's just follow through the combat sequence for a baddie carefully. Where did I put the rule book? Here we go. Baddie movement and targeting. So the first thing is ranged baddies do not move, right? So if in this game you have range, you can basically hit anybody anywhere on the board. So if it's a ranged baddie, it won't move. If it was a melee baddie, it would move unless it was adjacent to somebody. So it doesn't move. And then what it does is it targets, determine targets. So again, if we look at the ship, I'm just going to put this one up to the camera here. What we're looking here is this, just above the name, there is either that icon, which means it will go for the strongest character, or, and I'll just show you another one now, before we get any further. Here, this will go for the weakest character. Oh, the baddie turn sequence is on the Garg, thank you. So you can tell there which type of, whether it's going to go for the strongest or the weakest. Let me just get the Garg. Oh yes, battle sequence. Here we go. Baddie turn sequence is here on the Garg. Right, okay. So the dragon whelp is a ranged baddie, so it's not going to move and it's going to attack me because I have 1 more health. Okay, so it's going to go for me. The dice that it rolls are on the right hand side. So this is rolling 2 attack dice and 1 defense dice. It also has a skill, and this is another thing with this game. Everything you come across will have some keywords. You need to look at those keywords to understand how they work. I know how weaken 1 works, so I'll explain that in a minute. But for now, all we're doing is we're rolling 2 attack and 1 defense. And you might wonder why you're rolling defense dice even though it's attacking. And this is how the game works. So we're rolling the dice. And this is what we've rolled. So the swords, in fact, I'll put the other camera back on. There you go. These white dice are attacked. So that basically means I've taken 2 points of damage. This is the defense die. And what you do with the defense die, you actually put it on top of the creature. So one of the things that you have to get used to in this game is, Unlike a lot of other games where the monsters will roll their defense when you attack them, that's not how it works in this game. In this game, they roll their defense die when it's their turn, and then if they roll any shields, it goes on top of the chip, and then when you attack them, that counts as their defense, that counts as their armor. So they're kind of proactively defending. It works for the characters in a similar way. Meanwhile, back to the damage, I've just taken 2 points of damage. Now, I don't have any defense things active myself, so essentially all I do is I remove 2 health chips from my thing. Okay, now let's go on to the weaken, and again, if we look at the Garg, which I keep putting down somewhere, the Garg does have a full list of what all of the baddie skills do. You don't need to learn them all, you just need to look them up every time you come across one. And we can see here weaken, so this is weaken 1. We need to place a weaken effect on target. My dex is reduced by 1 next turn. Okay, so because of this creature had weaken 1, what that means is I need to take a weaken effect die. So remember I said there's loads of other dice in the game? This is an effect die with various icons on. We take the weaken 1 side and we put it on me. So I am weak. So for next turn, I normally have 3 dex, but for next turn, I'm now only going to have 2 dex. Okay. That is the first creature done. So now we go on to the second one, which is the Orc Scout. Now this one is going for the weakest character, which is now me. Brilliant. It's a tad unfair. Now, the Orc Scout, as we saw earlier on, it has this skill called Raiding. What that does is it increases its attack if there were other orcs on the board. Now, we were lucky. We haven't drawn any other orcs, so it is just 1 attack die against me. Off we go. Okay, it's another 1 damage on me. Ouch. Right, okay, there we go. That's that done. And it doesn't move because it's a ranged baddie. Right, next is you, Scott. So on a Gearlock turn, it's slightly different. You have a lot more choice over what you want to do. You've got start of turn, so if you had any special effects on you, you'd have to do them now. Then, basically, your dexterity is how many things you can do on your turn. So if we just have a look, so Nugget has 4 dexterity, okay? Moving 1 space orthogonally on the board, because you cannot move diagonally. So moving 1 space orthogonally uses 1 dex. So Scott, if he wanted to, could literally just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'd be kicking him out of the Discord channel and finding a new player. So don't do that, but you could, right? So each point of dex you spend allows you to move 1 space orthogonally, okay? Also, each attack dice you want to roll uses up 1 point of dexterity, and the maximum number you can roll depends on the character. Same with the defense dice, because you roll your defense dice on your turn, not when you are attacked. And using a skill most of the time costs you 1 dexterity. So what would you like to do, Scott, with your 4 dexterity?
I'll spend 1 to move forwards, 1 space.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then I'm going to roll the long blade.
That's 1.
1 defense, 1 attack.
2, 3. So that's the 3 dex being spent. Okay, we're going to roll the dice and see. Oh, you have to declare a target first.
I'm attacking the dragon whelp.
Attacking the dragon whelp. Okay. There we go. So you've rolled 2 damage and you've rolled 2 defense. Okay, so here's what happens. The 2 defense goes, oh, you can just about see it. It actually goes in here. So you lock it into the, I shouldn't have said the word lock there because there's a locked space. It goes into the active area. Okay, so there's an active area on each character sheet and it goes in there. So Nugget now has 2 points of defense. Whenever Nugget gets attacked, the defense is used up before she takes any damage. The next thing is, this is 2 points of damage to the dragon whelp, but because it had this 1 defense, that gets used up and then it actually takes 1 damage. Okay, so the dragon whelp still has 1 health left. The other thing is this was a skill dice. Okay, so your attack dice, you can use them every time. Okay, So every time Nugget attacks, she can roll 2 attack dice and keep doing that for the whole of the battle. Skills, however, whenever you use them, they go exhausted. And you can only use them once per battle. Except Longblade is different, because Longblade specifically says you put it back on there. Okay? But most of the other skills, when you spend 1 dex to use them, they go to your exhausted area. And yeah, you can't use them again. So I think that's your turn done, isn't it?
It is. Yes.
Right. Now, we didn't manage to kill the dragon whelp.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And I can't get to the dragon whelp. So I think I'm just going to stay where I am, and I'm going to hit this troll brute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, remember, I'm weakened, so my dex is not 3. It's actually only 2. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to, if you look at my character sheets, I could, with that 2, I could roll 2 attack dice, or I could roll 1 attack and 1 defense. And I have this poison dart. Now, this is consumable. I think I want to save that for the moment. The one thing I did forget is my innate ability. I said I'd mention it in combat. My innate ability is at the start of every round of combat, I get a health back. Okay, so I'm not quite dead yet. Now, this troll has got thick skin 1. So whatever damage I roll is going to be reduced by 1. Did Patches heal? Just did. Yeah, I'd forgotten about it. So actually, no, I'm going to change my mind. I'm just going to do 1 attack and 1 defense. Because I think I do need some defense. Aha, right. I get to explain some other rules to you. So 1 point of defense, that goes in there. Now, I have to say, I don't have to take this die if I don't want to. Okay? If I put it in there, then that is actually my 1 defense die that I am allowed to have. This is one of the most confusing rules of the game that I found. It took me a while to get my head around. But my character is allowed to have 1 defense die. I have a defense die in my active area. That means I cannot roll any other defense dice. Because that's the 1. And I've only rolled a 1. So I could choose, if I wanted to, that I actually don't want that and forget it. And then hope when I re-roll on another turn, I get the 2. But actually, I'm going to take the 1. Right, now the bones are a key part of this game. Because we are now 44 minutes in, and we haven't explained why the game is called Too Many Bones. Bones in this game are a miss, but it's not all bad. Because every time you roll a bones, you lock it into what's called your backup plan. Okay? Every gear lock has spaces on here, and every time you roll bones, you put them into your backup plan. And once per turn, you can use the dice from your backup plan to give you some kind of boost. Okay? The more dice you have, the better that boost is. And if you get 6 of them, your character upgrades. So yeah, so it's not completely bad. That's gone in there, but I didn't do any damage. That is my turn done. Locked defense dice counts as your defense dice. Yes. Oh, and on your next roll, you can choose to take the active defense dice and re-roll it. Yeah, so on my next turn, I can say, actually, I'm going to get rid of that one, and I'll re-roll it again and hope that I get a 2. So next we have the Troll Romper. Now, this is a melee character. And it's going for the weakest character, but that is only a tiebreaker. So the first thing, it will go for the character that it can reach with the fewest movement points, which is here. But if it was equidistant between us, it would go for me because I'm the weakest character. Now this is only rolling 1 attack die, but it has an ability called Careless. And I'll explain what that happens if it rolls a bones. It didn't. Unfortunately, it's rolled 2 damage. But you do have 2 defense. So that's that done. And then we have this one. Now, this one is adjacent to both of us, but it's going for the strongest character, which is you. Okay. You can't see that because I've got the wrong view on. Yeah, so this one is going for the strongest character, which is you. It's rolling 1 attack and 1 defense. It's also careless. So we want this to roll bones. People are saying flying in the chat. What's flying? Oh, it must be something else. Aha! Now this is quite good in a way. It's done 1 damage to you, which is not good, but it's rolled a bones. And because this thing has careless, what that means is whenever it rolls a bones, it takes 1 point of damage. So it's accidentally, fallen over and bashed its head on the ground or something. So there you go. I think that is the first round of combat done. So we move these down. We go to round 2. Combat will usually last sort of 3 or 4 rounds, but if it does drag on, we get to this blood drop. We might not need to explain that blood drop tonight. We will see. Right, first of all, it is the Dragon Whelp. Going for the strongest character. It's tied, so we can choose. I'm happy to take it. Unless you really want it.
It's probably better for me to take it. I've got more dexterity than you.
Oh, you do? Okay. So it's going to target you. You are weakened. And we're rolling 2 attack and 1 defense. Okay. So 2 damage and it got a shield. That's not good. This might be a short stream.
Possibly.
I mean, we're playing on adventurer mode. If we die in the first fight, something's very wrong. Right, next, we've got the Orc Scout that's going for the weakest character, which is now you.
Yeah.
1 damage. You're down to 2 health.
Yeah,
just FYI. And I don't have a medkit. Right, it's you next. Time for your revenge.
Yeah.
So your dexterity is 3 because of the weaken.
Yeah. So I could spend 3 dex to run away and hide behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Or I could try stabbing the dragon whelp.
Yeah. But what do you want to do? Do you want to do 2 attack and the long blade to make sure of it? Or do you want... You need the defense die, don't you?
I need the defense die.
Yeah. So what, 1 attack, 1 defense and the long blade?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, go with that.
There you go. So that's done it.
Cool.
You've got 1 defense in there.
Yeah, I will take the 1 defense.
2 damage. Minus
2 damage.
its 1 defense is 1 health. That is enough. The dragon whelp is killed. Now, I did mention earlier that there can be a maximum of 4 baddies on the battle map at any point. So if at this point there were any other baddies, they would then come in. But as it was, there was only 4 of them. So yeah, there isn't any more. It's just what we've got. Right. So you're done. My go. I heal at the start of my turn. Yeah, I need to heal you quick, but I don't think I can. I don't have my medkit yet. So, right.
Yeah, if you can get another bone, then you can use your heal.
That's true.
Lock.
Yes. Okay. Now I've already got this defense die locked in. I've got 3 dexterity, and I don't need the 3 dexterity. So I might actually re-roll this. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm actually going to take that off and re-roll that and these 2. Okay. And we're going to target this troll brute. Okay, because I'm kind of hoping I get a bones on the defense die. Which I did. This is perfect. So the bones goes there in my mat. I do 2 damage. Unfortunately, it's got thick skin. So that prevents 1 of the damage. It's still alive. Got 1 health left. Now, this backup plan. So you can do a backup plan once per turn. But as I say, it does get better the more you leave it to grow. But if I used it now, let's just have a look at my backup plan. All of the characters' backup plans are described on their reference sheet. So basically, I can use this now to heal you for 1 hit point. Do you think we should?
I am feeling a bit vulnerable.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to do it. So when you use your backup plan, you remove the number of bones that you need for the ability. As it is, This one needs 2, and I only have 2, so they both get removed, but you do get 1 hit point back. There you go. That is my go done. It is now the Troll Romper, which again attacks you because it's adjacent to you.
Yep.
Zoom in a bit. 1 damage.
Cool. I've got shield.
Oh, you have a shield. Yes. Forgot about that. Thank you. The shield goes. And then we have this one that's going for me. It's good that that one's going for me. So 1 attack and 1 defense. And if it rolls a bones, it dies. No. Right. So 1 damage on me. And it's got a defense. Right. There you go. That's the situation at the end of round 2. We should remove that blue die because that's not needed anymore. I'll put it over there. So round 3, it's the purple one first. It is this. This is going for you. And it's attacking you at range with 1 attack die.
Yeah.
That's another damage.
Okay.
And now it's you.
Yeah. I'm considering backing away now because I can then use the long blade to attack the other ranged thing. Although we need to. How much health does that thing have?
Which
4.
one?
The ranged.
It's got 3.
3.
Yeah. You could kill it. You could get in there and kill it.
Yeah, I could. Okay, yeah. 1 dex to move in, move forwards 1.
Yeah. Fortune favours the brave.
Do I go 2 attack and the long blade, or do I just do 2 attack and no? I really want defense, but then
yeah, this is a tricky choice, isn't it?
let's do 2 attack, 1 defense.
2 attack, 1 defense. So you're not using the long blade.
No.
Just go through your reasoning why you're not using the long blade, because the long blade has 5 1s and a 2, whereas the attack dice has 4 1s, a 2, and a bones.
Well, if I can get 2 bones,
yeah,
that's good for me because I've also got a heal ability.
Right. I knew that was the answer. I just wanted you to explain to the audience why you were using the inferior die to this one, and it's because this has a bones on, and if Scott gets 2 bones, he's got a healing ability. Right, okay. Here we go then. Let's give it a roll. Well, that's pretty good.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. So that's 2 points of defense for you and 3 damage on the Orc Scout, which kills it.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so that's the purple one gone. Awesome. Right, well done. So, it's me. Right, well, I'm just going to stand where I am, and I'm going to spend my 3 dex. What?
You've only got 3 decks.
I've only got 3 decks.
Yeah, I was thinking the I can't remember what it's called. The troll that.
The Troll Romper.
Yeah, that one. On its turn, it's going to attack me. It's going to move and attack me.
It is, but it's not going to kill you because you've got 2 points of defense and it's only rolling 1 die.
It's only rolling 1 die. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You're fine. You're fine. I'm going to heal at the start of my turn, and then I'm going to do 2 attack and 1 defense on this. Okay. Right. Well, that's it's not brilliant because the 1 attack actually removes this. Now, here's a question: does it remove that, or does the thick skin? Which one comes first?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's a good question. Let's look at the answer to
is
Thick skin, ignore the first damage that this unit would take this turn. So I think the defense comes off first. Shield, remove. Yeah. Round counter, very important. Oh, I forgot to move the round counter. Yep, you're right, thank you. It's round 3. The die is first, yes. So it removed the defense. That's all that did. But I've got 2 bones. Now, I'm tempted to keep them because I think you're all right.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to use them. Bones don't transfer over from one battle to the next, but yeah, I'm going to try and keep them to get up to here. So next it's the green one. It's going to move to here and attack you. 1 dice. 1 damage. You've got shields, so that goes down by 1. And then this one attacks me, and that's 1 of each. 1 attack and 1 shield. Right, done. Round 4. I said we weren't going to get to round 5, and we might do. You first.
Yeah. Can you switch to the other camera so I can see the health?
The Troll Romper has 3 health and Thick Skin 1. The other one has only got 1 health, but it also has a shield.
And the targeting priority on the Romper is
the weakest. Yeah.
So it'll come after me.
This is going for you. And that's only a tie break. This would go for you anyway, because it's already adjacent to you.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking I might move away.
Okay. And just use the long blade?
Yeah. So 2 decks to move right 2 spaces.
Yeah.
Then take my active shield out.
Yeah.
And I will roll that and
the long blade. Okay.
And targeting the Romper.
Yeah. Okay, so you've rolled...
I'm hoping to roll a 2 on the...
No, so you rolled 1 damage, which bounces off its thick skin, and you've got a defense die back.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. I think I forgot to move that up. No, that was you, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was
me.
So
that was you. So me, I'm just going to stay where I am, and I'm going to try and hit this Troll Brute again for the 95th time. So 2 attack and 1 defense. So the defense dice that are locked in... Oh, you can't see. The defense dice that I have locked in here, in my bones section, they don't take up, they don't count. Whereas, remember earlier, a defense die there effectively uses that up. If it's down here, it doesn't. Heal Nugget. Well, I'm thinking of healing Nugget, but I think Nugget's all right, because these 2 are now going to hit me. So...
I think you skipped your innate as well.
Oh, I skipped my innate again. Yes, thank you. Yeah. I'll heal myself. Right, I'm attacking. And I have rolled 3 damage and a bones. So I'll have the bones there, thank you. And 3 damage is enough to get rid of that. There you go. Awesome. Now, my 3rd bones ability is Needle Jab, which basically means I can stick a target, or stick my target for 2 damage. So next round, I think we'll probably win. I think. Right, now it is the Troll Romper, which moves 1. We can choose where it moves to. I don't think it matters that much. I'll put it there. And it attacks me with 1 dice. Yeah, your target, not a target. Yeah. 1 damage. Okay. Done. We're now on round 5. You first.
I'm thinking of just rolling for bones.
Yeah.
So take the defense die out.
And the long blade?
And well, the long blade doesn't have any
No,
bones on
but
it.
you can't roll
But
attack dice.
Yeah,
so...
I might as well roll it. Hopefully get the 2. No.
You got A bones.
Bone is good, yeah. 1 is not that useful to me.
But are you going to use it?
I can use I could use yeah, I could collect stones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll collect stones.
Okay. So the way that Nugget collects stones is by using the backup plan for 1 bones. And it's basically do that and get 1 stone. Pick up a stone from the floor. What that means is Nugget can now do a ranged attack in a future combat by spending that. Right. You're done. My go. I am going to target this. I'm going to use my 3 bones to do a needle jab, which is 2 damage. Now it has thick skin, so that ignores 1 of them and it takes 1 damage. And then I get to do my attack and defense, which is... See, I'm going to save the poison dart, I think. Yeah, I'll save the poison dart. So a backup plan doesn't cost any dex. So yeah, I've got 2 attack and 1 defense. Here we go. You have to use 1 stone for each white attack dice you roll. Yes. Oh, and heal. Thank you. Always forgetting to heal. Okay. I think that's it. I got a bones, but I got 2 damage and its thick skin had already applied. So we've done it. Woof.
Cool.
There you go. Yes, very cool. But that is how a combat works in Too Many Bones. If one of us had been knocked out, the fight would have still continued. You only lose the fight if both characters get KO'd. So what happens now is the characters return to their planning area with the health that they had. Bones are removed. Active dice are removed, but any locked dice, and we haven't come on to locked dice yet, but if we had any, they would be removed as well. The initiative dice can go back. Round counter can go back down to round 1. And we now get the results of the card. Only took an hour. Yeah. You should put a D6 on Patch's chip to remind you for innate. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I'm going to put a gaming rules dice on my character to remind me. So we chose the bottom option, which means we get 1 training point for this, and a training point for this, and a loot. Okay, right, off we go then. Let's spend some training points. Do you know what you want to spend yours on?
1 of them, yeah. One's going to be Nugget's dagger. Which
so
is...
Nugget's dagger. Yeah, so you have to have had either long blade or the tinkered bolo before you buy Nugget's dagger, which you have. So that is skill number 11. There you go.
And then I'm debating on the other one. Do I go for another dex, or do I go for a defense?
Well, I'm definitely going for the med kit for 1 of mine. So we've both spent 1.
I'll try for a defense.
Right. Well, I'm going to have dex with my other one. Remember, dex you get automatically. Right, so defense. Nugget wants to train in defense. This works in a similar way to attack, in that you have to roll a number of defense dice equal to your current defense skill, which is 1. But if you roll a bones, you get a reroll. Didn't get a bones, so your defense is now 2. There you go. So we've both spent our training points. We now get loot. So it's just 1 loot this time, isn't it? Yeah, it's not draw 2 and choose 1. So I've drawn the mech pick, which is good for lock picking attempts. Did we have that? Scott, your innate ability kicks in. You actually get a choice of one of these 2. Mixed berries, which right now looks awesome.
Yeah.
Although remember, we are about to go into the recovery phase where you could just heal up to full.
Yes, and in which case maybe the herbs are better, because that's 3 lots of 1.
Yeah, 3 uses healing for 1, or 1 use healing for 3.
or 5 outside of battle. I'll go for the herbs.
Okay.
I think that
So the way
gives
that
me more
these work, you see here it says 3 uses. What I'll do is I'll put it down here. Each character can have 4 loot, by the way. I'm probably going to need to shuffle along. Yeah, I'm going to need to shuffle along so that you've got space for your other loot. So the way that the herbs work is that you orient it like this if it's got 3 uses. When you use it the first time, you rotate it like that, so the 2's at the top. And then when you use it the next time, you rotate it down to there, which is 1, use left. And then when you use it a third time, it's then removed. So that's how you track the number of uses that each one has. Right, we've both done our training point. We've both done our loot. And we now go into the recovery phase. So where's the Garg again? Here we go. Recovery phase. So trade loot within your party if we wanted to swap loot round. Make a lock-picking attempt, and then individual options. So what would you like to do? Are you going to heal?
Yes, I will rest and recover.
So you rest and recover. You go back up to 6 health. I'm on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm on 6 out of 7. So I think I'm not going to rest and recover. I think I'm going to try and search for better loot. Okay? So this is one of the options that you can do. If you do this, you have to discard a loot card. So I'm going to discard that, so I've lost it. And then what I do is I roll 6 attack dice, and I'm looking for bones. And for each bones that I roll, I get a loot. I just need some more attack dice. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I might get nothing. Or I might get really lucky. We'll see what we get. Okay, I've rolled 2 bones, which means I get 2 loot. All right, let's have a look at what we've got. We've got some Troll Brew, single use, outside of battle, permanently increase your health stat die by 1. Oh, I like that. At the start of your next battle, reduce your current hit points by 3. Okay. So I drink it, I get a permanent increase by 1. But at the start of the next battle, I'm sick or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Or the Red Minotaur. Ignore 1 bones when making a training attempt. Nah, I'm going to use the Troll Brew, and I think I might use it now. So, yeah, I'm going to use the Troll Brew, so my health automatically goes up by 1, which means I gain a hit point. But then at the start of the next battle, I'm actually going to lose 3 hit points. So I'm just going to put that on there to remind me of that. I think how that works.
Yeah.
The chat is telling us that I should have given that to you and you could have drunk it. But no, that's okay. We're all right. Right. We're done. We're on to day 3. And we're getting the final of the fixed cards. And this is Crossing the Cibron. The Cibron River, a glistening vein of trade running the length of Daylor, playfully beckons as it shimmers in the daylight up ahead. But with so few bridges in these parts, this crossing is an obvious spot for enemy scouts and traps. A journey of this importance leaves only 2 options. Tucking the ears and trying to blend in is risky but efficient. A boat at dusk carries less chance of discovery but requires business with the Molnor, a trading syndicate with their own set of drawbacks. Okay, so we have a choice. We can either tuck your ears and walk like a commoner. We roll d6 for each gearlock in the party. If we roll a 1 or a 2, we're spotted. Find the first tyrant encounter in the deck and place it on top. Shuffle the remaining cards and keep them underneath. If we do that... Oh, hang on. We should have got a progress point from the last card. If we do that, we get a progress point and we get a training point. But the tyrant encounter is moved to the top. Or we can hire the Molnor. Now, the green is flavor text. So we basically shuffle special encounter Molnor traders into our encounter deck. If we do that, though, we get a trove loot. This is purple. This means we get trove loot. So what do you think? I think we should do the top one for a couple of reasons.
Okay,
It,
I was thinking we should do the other one.
the reason I'm thinking is it's a progress point.
It is. Yeah, that'll give us 2 progress points
Yeah,
and a training point.
that puts us on 4 progress points, and we only need 6.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
I've no idea what the tyrant encounter
No.
is like.
So we'll go with the top one for now. But in another playthrough, if we weren't already at like an hour and 12 minutes in, we might go for the bottom one, because this gives a trove loot. And trove loot means I get to explain the lock picking rules. Remember, I'm going to be doing 3 or 4 playthroughs of this game in January. So whatever you don't see today, you're probably going to see later on. So we're going to go with option 1. We're going to tuck our ears and walk like a commoner. So we roll a d6 for each gear lock in the party. Okay, so there are d6 in the game, but I am going to use my my gaming rules d6. So we roll these. That's a 6. The gaming rules is a 6. So we didn't get spotted, which is good. So I think we still get the progress point, and we still get a training point.
Read it again.
It says, roll the d6 for each gear look in your party. On any 1 or 2, your party is spotted. And it says here, encounter success is achieved no matter the outcome. So, yeah, I assume this bad thing here only happens if we're spotted.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we get this.
Yeah,
awesome.
Cool.
Right. Trove loot is not worth against a 6-point timer. Okay, there we go. Cool. Thank you. Good to know. So we get a training point. Oh, and we get another progress for the thing. So we've got 4 progress points, and we both get a training point. Okay, so I think I'm going to take... I was having a look at this earlier, and I'm thinking I might take a stim kit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to take a stim kit. So this is skill number 9 for me. We'll see how that works. What would you like to do with your training point?
I would like a dexterity.
Okay, so that's automatic success. Your dexterity goes up to 5. Okay. That is the end of day 3. Before we go any further, I just wanted to mention about the 2 contests that I'm running this month. So Chip Theory Games have kindly basically offered to me a copy of the base game and a copy of Undertow, which is a standalone expansion. Okay, so I'm running 2 different contests. The first contest for the base game of Too Many Bones is going to be offered to my Patreon supporters. So if you are a Patreon supporter of mine at producer level or higher, at the end of this month, you will automatically get entered into a draw. So you don't need to do anything if you're a Patreon supporter of mine. You will automatically get entered, and I will do the draw at the start of next month. That's for the core set. That's as obviously a thank you to all of my Patreon supporters for helping fund the channel. The second contest to win a copy of Undertow is available to the public. So if you are a Patreon supporter of mine, or if you're not a Patreon supporter of mine, you can enter that contest. And the contest, you can enter it right now, and I am going to put a link in the chat. Where did I put it? Right, here we go. There's a link coming in the chat right now. He says, and this link will take you to a Google form, which asks you a few questions about the game. Okay. If you're watching this live, that form is live now. You can fill it in right now if you wanted to. If you're not watching this live, that form is going to be live until the 31st of January. So if you're watching this video before the 31st of January, the contest is still open. All you need to do is click on that link, go in there, answer a few questions, and at the start of next month, I will basically do a draw out of the hat. The more correct questions you get right, the more entries that you get in there. So yeah, that form is open now, and a huge thank you to Chip Theory Games for helping me with doing this. So cool. Right, moving on. Day 4. Right, we've had the 3 standard encounters. We are now into mystery time. Lost and found. That settles it. We're lost. How does a group of forest-born get lost in the woods? As luck would have it, we hear a kindly old woman sitting on a nearby rock call out, "Lost, are we? Perhaps I can help." We huddle around the curious old lady as she offers us a trade. Something of personal value in exchange for my mysterious compass. It will only show its holder the direction they most want to go. Okay, so here are our choices. Wow. We don't have a choice. It's sure, what's the worst that could happen? So for each loot in your party, for each loot that your party gives the woman, we can roll a d6 to a maximum of 4. And then we roll the dice to see what we get. Now, I don't have any loot.
No. I don't particularly want to give away the herbs.
No, I wouldn't give away the herbs. The herbs are quite good. But do you want to give away the flare distraction?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay, so we're going to give away the flare distraction, which means we get to roll a d6. Okay, so that's getting discarded. We roll the d6. And it doesn't actually matter what we roll, because on a 1 to 6, it's a progress point and a training point. I'll roll it anyway, because I like rolling dice. There you go. So we get a progress point and a training point. Here we go. Nice. That's a nice easy one then.
Yeah.
More training. I'm not sure now. I think I might have to go health again.
Yeah.
Or then again, I could now go for the chem kit. Ooh, let's have a look at chem kit. It buffs attack. Or I've got stim belt. What does stim belt do? Oh, that could backfire. Yeah, I'm going to go with stim belt. It might go wrong. I'm experimenting with poisons. There you go.
Okay.
So I've gone for skill number 14 for my character.
Yeah, I think I should take the Tinkered Bolo.
Okay.
Number 7.
So you're taking skill number 7. There you go. Right. That's it. That's the training point. That's that done. We now go to the recovery phase. What do we want to do in the recovery phase?
Well, are you full health?
No, but I'm only 1 down.
Right.
So I think I'm going to scout.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
I think
so I'm
I
going
will
to scout.
probably do the same.
So I've rolled a 3. And you roll a 1. So we're both looking at the top 2 tiles from here. So the first tile, which is going to go on top, is a troll romper. Oh, troll romper. So we know how that works. That's going on top. And the next one is a troll young'un. We haven't seen one of these before, but it's similar. Okay.
Yeah.
We're happy with both of those?
Yeah.
Okay. Next day, day 5. That's a 5. Okay, next card is, remember, one of these cards is the Tyrant card. It's somewhere in there, we don't know. Right, the next card is, never trust a dancer in the wood. Chains cut our wrists and ankles as the team of mercenaries leads us through a rocky pass. It's maddening how they got the drop on us. Of all the conceivable things you may encounter in the thick of the forest, a travelling company of lady dancers should not be one of them. Dancers in the heart of the woods? I'd questioned. And sporting long beards as well. Apparently, some of our party were less surprised by this prospect, and we proceeded to let our guard down. What's done is done. We'd best find a way out of these chains and make a break for it, or else somehow subdue our captors before we are taken further off course. Okay, right. So we have a choice. We can attempt an escape, which is basically we're going to have a fight. The battle queue is going to be 10 baddie points because we are on day 5. But if we do that, our party's ankle shackles are locked. Oh, so we need to make a lock-picking attempt. Each gear lock will perform a lock-pick attempt. Locks opened by one gear lock stay unlocked for the next. If your party opens enough locks to equal your party size, gain surprise for this battle. Otherwise, each gear lock in your party removes 2 hit points and you must select another choice. And the other choice is beat them with our hands tied behind our backs. So if we do that option, again, it's still 10 baddie points, but we must ignore our attack stat die value for this battle. Now, you don't have an attack stat, right?
Yeah.
So I think we do the bottom one. The top one sounds awful.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to see how lockpicking works.
Yes.
But yeah, I think in our situation, the bottom one is the better choice.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go with the bottom one. We're going to beat them with our hands tied behind our backs. So at this point, we are making a battle queue of 10 baddie points. Remember, it is the day number multiplied by the number of characters. So we need 10. Now, unfortunately for us, 10 is 2 5s. What that means is these ones that we scouted, that we thought, oh yeah, they'll be all right. We're not going to fight them. We're actually fighting these two instead. And at the start of the battle, I take 3 damage because of my troll brew. Okay. So I'll keep that card on there. Right, the first one. Let's have a look at what this is. This is an Orc Rager. So this has got, this is number 1. It's got 5 health. 3, 4, 5. It's a melee one that prioritizes the weakest. It's going on initiative 3, but it's not too fast. But it has 2 attack, it has raiding, and it has rage 2. So we need to look up what rage does on the Garg. So rage is here. If this unit is not at full hit points, it gets an additional attack dice equal to its rage. So this has got rage 2. So yeah, that's nasty. That is really nasty. So it's got 2 attack at the moment, but if it's wounded, it's got 4 attack. Okay. Baddie number 2 is a Dragon Delinquent. Okay, so this is a ranged baddie. So it's going on here. It's got 7 health. Wow. It ramps up this, doesn't it? 7 health. It's got initiative value of 6. And it has weaken 2. So we know how weaken works. But it's weaken 2 instead of weaken 1. But it's also got engulf. And engulf says all damage rolled also hits all units adjacent to target, including self, as well as triggers reaction skills if applicable. Now, is adjacent only orthogonal? I think it is, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So again, very thematic in the way that these skills work, because it's a dragon basically breathing stuff on us. Right. Where do we want... Well, we roll our initiative, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're on 4, I'm on 3. We're going after the dragon, but we're going before the orc.
Yeah.
Okay, where do you want to go?
Good question. We need both of them to die really quickly.
Yes.
What was the targeting priority on the dragon?
The dragon will go for the weakest one, as will the orc rager. So at the moment, they're both going for me, because I'm the weakest.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm probably going to get out my med kit fairly early.
Yeah.
I've also got this poison dart that I am tempted to throw at the dragon.
Are we going to try and kill the dragon first?
Yeah, I think if we don't do any damage to the orc,
yeah,
then that would be good. The problem is, the dragon is going to do damage to the orc, isn't it?
No, it damages things that are adjacent to its target.
Yeah.
So if
exactly,
if one of us stands right in front of the orc,
yeah,
then yes, the dragon will damage the orc.
Yeah, but for me to hit the dragon, I need to be next to the dragon.
Yes.
which means I'm probably going to end up next to the orc.
Yeah. So are you thinking you start in the melee space in front of the dragon, so like 2 away from it? Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
then
think so.
move in. Yeah.
George is telling us that the orc goes last, so we want to defeat the orc.
Okay, I don't fully understand the...
I'm just going to take
I
this out
suppose
now because I don't
if we-
have it. I remember to put that in. I'm gonna put this in to remind me that I actually don't have my 1 attack at the moment.
Yeah, so George is saying if we kill the orc, then that's one baddie that is not going to attack us.
Yeah, it is true.
Yeah, I can see the logic of that, but I
Okay.
don't like that dragon at all.
Okay.
So maybe you start 1 space to the left in front of the orc and try and kill it. And
Okay.
then if the dragon attacks you, it might finish the orc off.
Yeah.
Okay, put me in...
You don't want to be adjacent to me.
No. So put me in the corner diagonal from you to the left.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. This is what we're going to do. So we are ready to go. It is the dragon first. It is going to attack me. And it's rolling 2 attack and 2 defense. And it's got engulf and weaken 2. Oh gosh. Oh dear.
Yeah.
That means I'm only going to get 2 decks on my turn. Wow.
I mean, that's why
Okay.
should have killed
Right.
it first.
Okay, so it's rolled the bones, which... Oh, no, hang on a minute. It only... Did we get that wrong earlier? No, we didn't. Ah, right. This is different. Let's just show you this. I almost got this wrong. But the weaken effect on this character only applies if you roll the bones. Which we have, unfortunately. Whereas on the other one, it was a permanent thing. So... Right, so it's got 2 defense. It's done the bones, which has done the weaken 2 on me, and it's dealt me 1 damage, which knocks me 1 health off.
What's George saying?
What's George saying?
Can't deploy there.
Why not?
No, I don't see why.
Yeah, I can go on any melee space, and you can go on any range
Somebody
space, I think.
else in the chat, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. Right, that's the dragon. Oh no, engulf.
Yeah, engulf.
So it basically, all damage rolled also hits all units adjacent to the target. So it dealt 1 damage, so that's 1 damage on the orc.
Nice.
Right, okay, your go.
Okay, so I'm rolling Longblade.
So you've got 5 decks.
Yeah.
So Longblade is 1.
I need to remind myself how the bolo works. I think I can roll that.
You alter movement for you or your target. So yeah, you target something and you use the bolo, and you can either reduce its movement, reduce its attack, or reduce its defense.
Yeah.
Depending on what you roll.
So yeah, I'll roll that as well.
Okay, so that's 2. Nugget's dagger?
And then no, I think the dagger I've got to be in melee to use. I think.
How do you know that? The dagger says... the dagger has the draw blood ability, which says deal something damage. Yeah, good question. George is telling us we can use dagger.
Okay.
Oh, because you can throw it.
I'll use managed range, which allows you to choose any
Right, okay.
position. So
But, oddly enough, and I'm still trying to learn this, but the draw blood, it just says deal damage. It doesn't say deal damage to your target. It doesn't say deal damage to a baddie.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is why I struggle trying to understand some of these, because this isn't as descriptive enough as it is compared to some other ones. But if you're saying that the dagger can actually be used against a different enemy, yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, since you can't use your... Oh, no, you could. You've got slingstones. You've got one slingstone.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm thinking one attack.
So one attack.
Definitely.
Yeah, that uses up the
But still
slingstones.
leaves me 2. So
Yeah.
can I throw the dagger at the dragon?
Yeah, dealing damage is different to attack. Yeah, my question is, yeah, can Nugget target the orc with all of this and throw the dagger at the dragon? That's the question, because the description of draw blood doesn't say deal damage to your target. It just says deal damage.
Yeah, and unfortunately I've not played Nugget before. So.
Says on her card. I'm on the card. Is it on the other side of the card?
I can't see it on the card either.
Right, okay. Targeting and attack. Nugget is melee ranged, which allows her to choose any gearlock position at the start of battle. Also, she may select any baddie to be her target. Yeah. This is important as it allows her to use skills such as Longblade to reach non-adjacent baddies. However, she cannot use attack dice against a non-adjacent baddie unless she uses slingstones. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, the right is ranged above the purple dice. Yeah. Not 100% sure about this. And obviously the chat is helping. But yeah, there's an 8-second delay on the chat. So it's a bit tricky to try and follow along with what's being said. Because obviously some people are giving us strategy advice. And we're trying to understand the rules. So are we saying that there is like an errata for this that should say deal hash damage to your target? Is that what we're saying? Okay, so what you're going to do?
Okay, I think save the dagger then. And
yeah. Seems a bit of a waste if it's going to be a bleed effect.
Yeah. Yeah, so 2 defense as my last 2 decks.
Yep. Okay, so there's the 5 decks. Okay, off we go then.
Yep.
I'm going to make a roll. Nice. So you've got a bones, which goes in here. You've done 1 damage to it, and you get that die back. That's 1 damage. You've got 2 defense dice, which you cannot add together to make a single 2. You have to have them as 2 dice. And then you've got this. If you want to use it, or you could choose not to use it.
Which face is it on?
It's on the feet. So it'll reduce its movement.
Yeah, I'll not move it.
Yeah.
I'll not use it then.
So you just put that back there. Remember, the normal rule for skills is once you use them, they're exhausted. And this long blade is a special one. So if you're watching this to learn, just be aware the long blade is an exception to the rules. It keeps coming back. Right. You all done?
Yep.
Right. My go. I've got weaken 2. Oh, so I heal 1. There we go. I've got weaken 2, so I've only got 2 decks this turn. And I've only got 1 attack because I can't use my attack dice. But I do have all of this stuff here. So my poison dart is a consumable, but I'm tempted to use it. If I throw it, I poison them, place poison effect die on any baddie. That basically will deal them damage at the start of their turn.
Which might be good to throw at the dragon.
It might, yes. Now, George is suggesting they roll the poison dart versus the orc. Yep, that's what I was going to do. Together with my attack, I can choose not to use it if my attack doesn't get bones. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so I've got 2 decks, so it's going to be 1 attack and a poison dart. Okay, that's what I'm rolling. Let's see what we get. I need this to be good.
Okay, Mark is saying not
Yes.
the dragon for the die.
Okay, so I've done it.
The
So
orc.
it's 1 damage. And then I rolled this, which is a 3, which means I place a 3 poison on any baddie. So yeah, this one specifically says, and this is why I was getting confused with the other one, because this specifically says I can put that on any baddie. So I need a 3 poison, and I'm going to put it on the orc.
Okay.
That poison die is then exhausted. I will get that back next battle, but for now it's gone. And that is my go done. And now it is the orc, and a poison effect basically means it takes that much damage at the start of its turn, and then you reduce the poison effect die by 1. So yeah, it takes 3 true damage, and then the poison effect die will go down to 2. But actually, it's gone. It's an ex-orc. Nice. So we did that. It didn't attack us. We go to round 2. Okay, now we're in a situation now we haven't had before, in that this dragon normally rolls 2 defense dice, but as I understand it, it doesn't roll any defense dice because its defense dice are already in use.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's targeting me, and it's just going to roll 2 attack dice, and if it gets a bones, it's going to weaken me again. I don't get the poison dart back next battle. It is consumed. Thank you. That's what the word consumable means. Ignore what I said about getting it back. It's not a skill roll. It's not a skill dice. Well, it is, but it isn't. Right.
It doesn't go back into you.
Oh no, it doesn't, does it?
Character.
I'm cheating even more.
It's gone.
It's
completely.
gone. Right, 2 attack dice on me. Okay, so it's got a bones, which means I'm weakened again, and I take 1 damage. Ouch. Your go. Help.
Yeah. So I've got no slingshots left.
This is going to be whittling it down gradually over a period of time, isn't it?
Okay, let's go bolo, dagger, blade.
1, 2, 3.
Actually, do I want to move before that?
Or do you want to use your? Do you want to use these?
Do I want to use those? Actually, yeah, take those out. I'll roll them. I'll try and get bones with them.
Because you're not getting hit.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. 5 dex. Okay, so we got a bones from a defense die. You've got 2 defense. You've got 1 damage on it with the long blade. So that takes that off. You've got a bleed 1 effect if you want it. And you've got the -1 movement, which is no use really.
Might as well put the bleed 1 on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's 1 damage every round.
I believe so.
It is.
Yeah. So it's bleed 1. So draw blood. So it deals 1 damage, and you put the bleed effect on it. That's what the 1 is. So it's 1 damage, and the dragon is now bleeding. So we need an effect die. Where's my effect dice? I've got loads of them somewhere. Here we go. And the bleed effect is that one. Right, so the dragon is bleeding. So that's that done. And then the bolas is reducing its movement, which against this one is no use.
Yeah, keep it.
Okay. And yeah, bleed is true damage. True damage, so if it had thick skin, for example, true damage gets through all of that, or even defense and stuff like that. So.
And I'm going to use one of my bones to tick my slingshots up.
Okay, so you've now got some stones. Brilliant. Okay, my go. I have 2 decks because I'm weakened. I heal 1. And maybe I should use this this skill that I've got. Why not? Let's try it. What's the worst that could happen? So I've got a stim kit and a stim belt. The stim belt is better. So I'm going to move one to here, and then I'm going to use my stim belt for my other decks. So we roll it, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so that's the bad result. So I've accidentally poisoned myself. Yeah, deal true damage to self. You must use this result and exhaust this dice. Oops. Okay, so that didn't work. As I say, what's the worst that could happen? That. Right, okay, round 3. It is the dragon. So the dragon takes 1 damage at the start of its turn because of the bleeding. And then it breathes on me. And we're rolling 2 attack and 2 defense. Yeah, Patches has a history of substance abuse. Okay, so ouch. Do you want the good news or the bad news?
Is there good news?
No, there's no good news.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, you're on your own, mate.
Okay.
I've taken 3 damage. I am KO'd. I've not read the rules on KO'd because I was kind of hoping it wouldn't happen, but it has. Right, off you go.
Okay. Long blade, bolo. I've got 1 defense die. So tick down the stones and give me an attack die.
Yeah.
And
You can have a defense.
Yeah.
Because that one counts, but this one doesn't.
Yeah. Maybe I should move as well. How much health have I got left?
You have 6.
Okay, move me forwards 1. Because if I can get next to it, then when it attacks, it'll engulf itself.
Yeah.
And hopefully I can do enough damage to kill it.
Yeah. Okay. We're rolling this.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've done 1 damage. You've done another damage with the long blade. So that's the defense gone. You've got a shield in here, and you've got a symbol that I've not seen before. Maybe we should have applied that first. Because that is...
Which one is it?
-2 defense die mods. Alter defense dice for you or your target by 2.
Yeah,
I think you've reduced its defense dice to 0.
Yeah, so put it on top of the dragon.
Yeah, that now doesn't have any defense dice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Perfect.
Brilliant. Yeah. Good move.
Did you do bleed on its turn?
I did. Yeah, I did bleed for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I missed that.
Okay.
Cool.
Can you stand Patch's chip on its side to do KO? You mean like that? Possibly. Yeah, just about.
Use my bone to put my slingshot.
Yeah.
Sling stones
Collect some more stones. Okay. Right. Presumably I get removed from here because I'm KO'd.
Yes.
So we go to round 4. It is the dragon. The dragon attacks you. 2 attack dice, but no defense dice. Oh, and it bleeds. Yeah, so there we go.
Yeah.
Tick. It's rolled the bones, so unfortunately you're weakened.
Mm-hmm.
And you take 2 damage, but you've got a 2 shield, so there you go. Your go. You have 3 decks.
So, long blade.
Long blade for 1.
1 attack die.
Attack die using a stone for 2.
Stone. Take out the shield from my active slot.
Yeah.
And then roll that with another defense die.
You've only got 3 decks.
I've only got... Oh, yes.
It's weakened 2.
So, yeah, leave that one in. Roll
roll
a
one
defense die.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Chris said he stopped watching for a few minutes and got patches. Yeah, so Chris, it's because you went away. I couldn't think straight without you being in the chat.
Yeah.
So yeah, it all went wrong. Right, that's 2 damage and another shield for you. I think you've got this. Yeah, you've definitely got this.
Hopefully.
It says, right, Longblade comes back. You didn't get any bones though, so you are now out of sling stones.
Yeah. How much health do I have left?
You have 6.
Okay.
Yeah, you've not been hit.
Don't
That's
need
the weaken gone.
Don't need my herbs yet.
Nope. Right, round 5. The dragon goes first. Breathes on you. 2 damage, you have 2 shields. Didn't roll any bones, you're not weakened. You'll go. Oh, the dragon takes a bleed. Dragon is down to 2 health.
Okay. So it would cost me 3 to get there, but yeah, I probably don't want to move all the way up.
If you don't, you've only got your long blade.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, move me right next to it.
So 1, 2, 3. 2 decks left.
Right. 2 decks left. So go for. I can't remember. Yeah, long blade, 1 attack die.
Long blade and 1 attack. I mean, you only need 1 because it'll die at the start of its turn from the bleed. There you go. 2 damage. Dead. Awesome. Right. So that's that gone. That's that gone. That's that gone. You come back here. Right. So, do you want to explain to me how the knockout rules work? Because I've not experienced them.
Yeah, I tried to avoid getting knocked out.
Yeah.
So, if I remember rightly, basically you have to heal.
Okay.
And can't do anything else getting knocked out. All slotted, active, locked, and backup plan dice are removed.
Yep.
Loot stays with you, but it's not usable while you're KO'd.
And yeah, Mark is saying your only option is to rest and recover. Okay. So yeah, we win the encounter, Paul heals, and we get rewards.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So the rewards were 2 training points and loot. And a progress.
Cool.
That's the day. Where's the progress gone?
Day.
Oh, I've lost the progress die. Oops. Well, we've got enough.
We're on.
I think it was 6. Because it's
we're on 6 now.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's 6. So, 2 training points and a loot.
Do you want to give us the loot first?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll do your loot first. And I think we're back.
You'll need to reshare on Discord as well.
Oh yeah, of course, because it's lost the share screen, hasn't it? Share screen. Not that one. That one. Is that it? Are we back? I think we're back. Right, I'll try and switch cameras again because that broke it a minute ago. There you go. This is the loot that you found.
Well, that's easy. I'll take the fortunate discovery.
Yeah, take the fortunate discovery. Now, with your character, with the fortunate discovery, you can either take one of your other consumables or increase your sling stones to 5.
Yeah, I will increase my sling stones to 5.
Yeah, okay. Those rules are printed on the character sheet. Right, well, I'm going to do my loot. So for me, it's just 1. I've got a sparring weapon. So I can ignore 1 bones during any of your training attempts. And it's heavy. Don't know what that means. Oh, I think you can only have... I think heavy item takes up 2 slots. Or something like that.
Yeah.
But anyway. Right, training points. We've got 2 training points. Oh, heavy counts as 3. Okay, thank you. I need poison darts. Yeah, I could do with poison darts again. That was nice. But as it is. 2 training points. I'm not sure. Do you know what you want?
I'm not certain.
Because I've only got 4 decks at the moment, but yeah, I think I'm going to try and increase my attack with one of my training points. So I roll 2 dice because I currently have 2 attack. I've done it. I could have ignored a bones, but that's 1 point spent. Do we go for another skill? What does that do? What about chain reactor? Ooh. Okay, I'm going to have the chain reactor skill. Skill number 15. There you go. That's my 2 training points spent. People are shouting decks at me.
Yeah, I'm debating Wildborn, which is my number 1 die.
Yeah. Because the baddie fight at the end, and you're going to see in a minute, it's quite a tough one.
Yeah, and even if we do another encounter to try and get more stuff, we're going into 12 points worth of baddies.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me Wildborn.
Wildborn, skill number 1.
And I'll try for an attack.
Okay, so you're rolling 2 dice. Success.
Yeah.
So your attack is now 3. Okay, right. So it's the end of the day, so I rest and recover, which I've done. What would you like to do as your recovery phase thing?
I'm still at full health, aren't I?
Yes.
I will scout.
Scout. Okay. Yeah. Let's see what you're scouting. It's a 1 again. So you've scouted the 3rd baddie from this, which is... It's an orc peon, which has rage 1. Little orc. Little orc.
Remind myself what rage does.
It means
it's the one that gives it additional attack.
If it's wounded. Yeah.
Yeah, but...
On top?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. What are we going to do? The chat is telling us that we should play 1 more day before going for the tyrant. Day 6.
Yeah, I don't mind playing 1 more day.
Okay, we'll play 1 more day. That's what the chat is advising. Off we go then. So the card is The Mystery in the Mountain. This is intriguing. After many days, this is the first time we've found a mine shaft carved into a mountain. By the looks of it, the tunnels must travel deep within. Perhaps it's a secret passage, someone chimes. Or maybe it leads to a glorious treasure vault, another adds. Myself, I wouldn't be surprised if it's the entrance to a sadistic dragon's oven, and we are the main course. Regardless, the sentries posted at the entrance are a serious threat, but the rare and ornately engraved weapons they are holding are mesmerizing and very tempting. Is it worth the risk? So we have 3 choices. The first choice, let's see how deep this rabbit hole goes. We get a trove loot, but we have a fight with 12 baddie points, and we add a 5-point baddie for every gear lock in your party to the bottom. So it's actually, it'll be a 5, a 5, a 1, a 1, and a 5 and a 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's quite a tough one. The second choice is stick to the sentries. We have a 12-point baddie fight, but we add 6 points to the battle queue and a 1-point baddie for every gear, right? But we get a training point. Or let's scout and return. Reveal 2 baddies in your active stacks. May move to the bottom. Place this encounter back on top of the encounter deck. No encounter rewards for this choice. So when it says no encounter rewards, literally we don't get any of this stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's just scouting and then coming back.
When it says your active stacks, does that mean we can scout any of the stacks?
I think so, yeah.
Right. So
The
we
chat
could
is telling
choose
us we
that.
should be going with the middle option.
Yeah. I mean, the other option is to do the third one, and then we know what the baddies we're going to get for the tyrant.
Yeah, the
fight
problem with
is.
doing this one is that
We don't
when
get
we
anything.
then do this one,
Yeah.
it's going to be
It's going to be the
14
next day,
points
so
instead of
yeah,
12.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brian
Let's
is
do the
saying
middle one.
option 2 and the flare. We don't have the flare anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do the middle one.
Okay, so we're doing the middle one. We are sticking to the sentries. So the BQ, the battle queue is baddie points, which is 12. And then we add 6 points to it, so it's 18. And then we add a 1 point baddie for every gear lock in your party to the bottom. Okay, so it's 18. So it's 3 5s and 3 3s with then 2 extra 1s on the bottom.
Yeah.
I think that's right. Okay, so 3 5s.
3 5s, 3 1s.
3 5s, 3 1s. We know what the 3 1s are, but then another 2 1s on the bottom. Okay, so that is the BQ. And then what we do is we take the first one out, and here we go. So we have, let's zoom in. So we have a Troll Sage, which has got Thick Skin 1 and it's got Inspire. If it rolls a bones, it does Inspire, whatever that does. So 6 health for number 1, and it is a melee creature. So it goes on there, and it's got initiative of 4. Right, and we are back to round 1. Okay, monster number 2, or baddie number 2, is an Orc Warmonger, 6 health, 4 initiative. Attacks the strongest creature. It's melee. It's got 3 attack, 2 defense. It has raiding and taunt. So we need to read what taunt does. That was there. Baddie number 3 is a Kobold Fanatic that has Hardy and Inspire. Also has 6 health. Number 3 is this one. This is on initiative 3. And this is a melee creature. And then finally, number 4, we know about number 4. This is the Troll Romper. 3 health, goes on 2 initiative. 1, 2, 3. And that is a melee creature as well. Right, so we have no ranged creatures this time. And we have 4 more creatures in the battle queue. So I do... Oh, and the chat has broken. Just noticed the chat has broken. I'll refresh the chat. It will be back in a second. One of the things that I do need to remind myself is when a new baddie enters the game. Is it immediately when one dies, or is it at the end of the round or something? Can't quite remember.
At the end of the round.
Okay, right. So our initiative dice. 4 for you, 3 for me. Okay, where are we going to go? What's our plan? Do we have one?
Can we run away?
I don't think we can run away. We have Inspire. The next baddie on the ini meter takes their turn immediately after this unit and is granted hash additional attack dice that turn. Okay, that's not good. Taunt, adjacent opposing units must target this unit. Okay, yep. And Careless we know about. Yeah, okay. End of round, yes. We can avoid 2 attacks. We can avoid 2 attacks. Yeah, if we start off on this side of the board, then these can't get us.
Yeah. So the ones with, what was it? Inspire.
This one has Inspire, and this one has Inspire.
Okay. So that's the one that's going to go first. So then
This one.
lane 2 will go.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But lane 2 would have gone anyway.
So actually, yes, Inspire on that one isn't going to do anything.
No.
So
And
yeah,
the same on the other one.
the Inspires aren't going to do anything. That's fine then. Okay, so yeah, put me in the bottom right-hand corner.
Mm-hmm. And I got that.
Yeah.
So George is suggesting that you use Wildborn on the 5-point troll.
Yeah.
So do you want to explain how Wildborn works? That's a new one for me.
So I think so. I think on my first turn, I have to roll it. Hopefully, get the 5, which there are 2 of on the die.
Okay.
So it's a 1 in 3 chance of getting that.
Oh, and it removes it and puts it to the bottom of the BQ.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. Well, you're up first.
Yeah. Okay. So, what do we want to kill first?
Yeah. Well, there aren't any more orcs in, so the raiding isn't going to have any effect at all.
Yeah.
It's still quite tough, though.
Yeah.
What does Hardy do?
Hardy reduces all damage to 1, essentially. Any turn this unit takes damage to its HP, including true damage, total is reduced to 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's going to be really difficult. Which one's that?
This one's got Hardy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so going to roll Wildborn.
Okay, so you've got 5 decks.
Yeah.
Wildborn is one of them.
I'm going to roll the dagger.
Nugget's dagger. So which is your target?
It's going to be the one with Hardy. I'm thinking if I can get bleed on that,
we can just ignore it.
Yeah, be reducing its health.
Yeah. Okay.
I might as well do, well, actually no, there's no I don't know, because if I get...
Couple of defense?
Yeah, definitely 2 defense. And then 1 more. Maybe I'll go with the Bolo. Because that might slow it down a bit as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so there's your 5. Right, okay. Bleed or poison on Hardy will give it extra damage on its turn. Yes. George is suggesting Longblade. But you're absolutely right.
I considered Longblade, but I think...
If you roll the damage on this, the Longblade is wasted.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, here we go. So you've rolled... Let's put that one back on. You've rolled a couple of defense.
Okay, slot those.
You have rolled 1 damage and bleed.
Excellent.
So it's 1 damage. And it's now got bleed on it. Where's the bleed dice gone? There's the bleed dice. Okay. You've got this here. So you can put a 1-point baddie on the bottom. Or put the thing back in here.
Slot it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got this, which, if you want to use it, will reduce the Kobold Fanatic's attack by 1.
No, keep it.
Keep it. Put that back.
Yeah, I want something better than that.
Yeah. Okay. All done? Right, okay. So it is the Troll Sage. It's melee. It can get to me. So it will go for me. 1, 2. And then it's going to attack with 2 attack dice and 1 defense dice. And it has Inspire if it rolls a bones. It did not roll a bones. So it's hit me for 2. Yeah, that's it. It's just hit me for 2. 1, 2. Okay. Right up view. There we go. So that's that done. Now it's the purple one. Now this can't get in now.
Yeah.
So I guess it moves round. 1,
Just
2.
yes.
Okay. But then it rolls its 2 defense dice. And it rolled a bones, which means it's activated its taunt ability.
Which just means anything, either of us that are next to it have to attack it.
Right, okay.
You need to put a taunt effect die on
it.
it.
Yeah. So anything that's next to it must attack it. George has got to go. Thank you, George, for joining in and helping out. But that's it done. Right, now it's me. So at the start of my turn, I'm going to heal 1. I remembered. And then, what am I going to do? I have all of this stuff. So I think I'm going to use this chain reactor. Chain reactor. Do I need anything for the chain reactor? Have I got this wrong? No, I don't think I do. Because I need E cells for the Zap Pack, the Neggy Zap, and the Posy Zap, which I don't have any of. Right, okay. So, yeah, chain reactor. I'm going to use that. So I've got 4 decks, so that's one of them. I will roll my defense die as another one, and then I'll roll 2 attack dice. I think. Yeah, 2 attack. One of those. Right, off we go. See what we get. On who am I targeting? Now, you were going to use the thing on the troll, weren't you? The big troll.
Yes, the Wildborn. Yeah.
Yeah. So
If I can...
I'll just hit this little one here then. Yeah. Okay, so I've done 4 damage. It's got thick skin of 1, which means it's dead. There you go. That's how you do it. Now, I've rolled this. So this is awesome. I've rolled the best result on it, which means I'm going to put it on you, I think. No. Have I misunderstood how this works? I think I might have done. At the start of selected Gearlock's turn, it heals 2 buff HP up to a total number of buff HP dice in active slots. Right, I'm not sure how this works. Am I counting the defense as an attack? I am counting the defense as an attack. I am cheating. Sorry, I can't add up. That goes there. That's not how you do it. That goes back on and it's still got 1 health. Yeah, I'm not sure how this booster shot works. It's here. This is what I've rolled. So it's a skill which I can either put in my active slot or in your active slot. And at the start of selected Gearlock's turn, it heals 2, because it's a 2 on there, buff HP. Now, neither of us have buff HP. Up to total 2 on buff HP dice in... Yeah, I don't understand what this means.
Right, yeah, so...
And this is a classic example of where I get stuck with this game. Once I understand the basic rules, I then get to this point and I'm like, I have no idea how this works. So,
yes,
the chat is going to tell us.
So the stim kit or the stim belt.
Right, so I did the wrong one.
Yeah.
It gives you extra HP. Yeah, I understand buff HP, but I think I've used the wrong skill first.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to roll.
Okay, so let's say we didn't do that. Let's say I did Stim Belt instead.
Yeah.
Right, and this is going on me or you. I think it's going to go on me because I think these things are going to attack me mostly.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to roll it to see what you get?
Yeah, I'll roll it, see what we get. Oh, right. So that is buff HP.
Okay.
Yes. So what I do is I put that in my active area and I get 3 buff HP, which goes on here. So buff HP is like extra hit points that don't go on your, they don't go under your stack, but they actually go in your planning area. So yeah, so this is buff HP. Buff cannot be used for true damage. Yeah, but otherwise buff comes off any damage that you take before you take normal damage. Right, so we didn't use Chain Reactor, but Chain Reactor is useful now. Because what happens if I now had Chain Reactor, basically my buff HP would regenerate. I see how it works. I think that's right. Okay, that's my go done. So unfortunately I didn't manage to kill that. That goes there. It is now this one. So it takes the damage at the start of its turn. And then it moves to attack me. Now, it can't move to attack me, so it's going to move to attack you. So it moves to here. I believe.
Yep.
Okay, right. And then it can't attack and it doesn't have any defense dice, so that's that one done. Then the green one stands there, attacks me. It's got 1 attack and it's careless. So 1 damage on me, which comes off the buff HP. No, it doesn't. It comes off my defense. There you go. Right, end of round 1. Round 2. You're up first.
Okay, so Wildborn.
I'm going to zoom out a little bit on this because we can't see much of the characters. So I'm just going to fiddle with the camera a bit so we can see a bit more of the characters. Oh. There you go. That's a bit better. Right, sorted.
Right, Wildborn.
Oh, we need to add a baddie. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
So we've still got things in the baddie queue. So this appears. It takes up the number. No, we don't add a baddie. We've still got 4 on the board. Yeah, okay. Sorry, Neil, I confused you by killing it. If we had killed it, a new one would have arrived.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Wildborn, Bolo, Longblade.
1, 2, 3.
And re-roll both my defense dice.
Okay. 4, 5. Here we go.
You really want bones on those.
What are you targeting?
The thing in the corner.
The
bleeding.
Hardy Kobold Fanatic?
Yep.
Okay. So, you've rolled 1s on your defense dice. You have rolled 1 damage on the long blade, which is the only damage that it can take this turn.
Yeah, that's fine.
You've got the -2 on this, if you want to put that on it. I don't know if you do, because it's almost dead.
No, yeah, I really want the movement one on it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, put that back in the.
Put that back in. Put the Nuggets dagger. Is it the Nuggets dagger?
It's the.
No, it's the Tinkered Bolo, isn't it? Yeah. And you rolled, unfortunately, a 1 on the. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Put that back.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So it's the Troll Sage now. It doesn't roll the defense dice because it's already got the defense dice. So it attacks me. And it's attacking with 2 dice. 2 damage. That comes off my buff HP. That's that one done. Purple one is next, which is this one. Now this can attack you, so it does. So 1, 2. I guess the taunt stays on there.
It does, yeah.
Okay, so it's got
I think.
It's got 3 attack. It's got raiding, but there's no other orcs here, so it's just 3.
Oh no, taunt comes off.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah, place taunt effect die on this unit until the start of its next turn.
Oh, okay, right. So it's got 3 attack die and an extra 1 defense because it's already got 1 on there. Okay, it's attacking you. There's a bones, so it's got taunt on it again, and it's dealt you 3 damage. So it removes your defense dice, and you go down to 5 health. Okay, now it's me. Well, I think I know. I think I'm going to do the chain reactor now. I've got 4 decks. It's going to be 2 attack, 1 defense, and a chain reactor, and I healed 1 at the start of my turn. Yeah, I'm on full health at the moment. Okay, here we go. I'm attacking the troll romper again. Okay, well that's definitely done it this time. Now there's a bones here on the chain reactor, but I'm not going to take that as a bones. I'm going to put it back on there. But now it's dead. Okay, gone. That's me done. Did that right, I think? Yeah. Medkit. Don't need the medkit at the moment. We're all right. We haven't taken much damage.
Yeah, I might need it.
So it's the yellow one, which is this one. Right, so this one now has to go here. And it takes a damage from the bleed. Yeah, I think that one's going to die. Just from it can't get in. The green one isn't there. So now we have end of round. So I've not done this bit before. So I'm just going to check the rules on what happens, unless you remember.
It's the bit I can't remember is whether they come in at the beginning or the end.
Or the end. So during battle, you may still have baddies in your BQ. These baddies will not join the battle until there are fewer than 4 baddies on the battle mat. If in that case, after end of round, the baddies from the top of the BQ will join and assume the first available lane markers and initiative device. So yeah, it comes in on number 4. And it comes in with 4 health. This is the Careless Jungen, Troll Jungen. Place the baddie in the lane that matches its lane marker and on position matching its attack form, which is there. If that was occupied, it would have taken the first available baddie position that matches its attack form, and then it'll try other lanes, etc., etc. So yeah, see page 17 to see where the dice comes in. Any dice during battle, round 2 and onwards. Units that enter the battle after round 1 will always enter at the top or bottom. Gearlocks, Tyrant, and 20-point baddies enter at the top. And other ones, 1 and point ones, enter at the bottom. Okay, so there we go. It was at the bottom. It's at the bottom. Round 3. There you go. Thank you, Brian. And Neil. You first.
Okay.
Wow, this is looking messy.
Yeah, and now I have to hit the thing with taunt.
You do. You have to target that.
So I will go long blade.
So you got 5 dexterity. So 1,
3 attack and a defense.
2, 3, 4, and a defense. Okay, now it's got 1 defense on it. Okay, so you've got a bones. You've got a defense.
Yes,
and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 damage.
Cool.
So that plus another 3. Okay, nice. Okay, you all done?
Yep.
Right. Blue one, that's this one. It attacks me. 2 attack. To 3 damage. Ouch. I've got 1 defense. So I take 2, which is one of those and one of those. Now, I've lost all of my buff HP. Does that mean that I lose this?
Let me check.
I think I do. It says here, if buff HP reaches 0 or die is removed, exhaust the die. Yeah, okay, so I've lost it. So that stim pack, that chain reactor is actually not going to be any good. It's tricky to use that.
Yeah, you've kind of got to roll the buff one, and then either roll them both at the same time, or roll the buff one first, then the other one, and get the right results on both of them.
Well, when I do my 4-page guide on how to play patches, I think, which I will be running past, everybody I know, then we'll see. So that's that one done. Now it's the purple one, which is this one. This is attacking you, so the taunt die gets removed, and now we're rolling 3 attack and 2 defense. Ouch. That's 6 damage. Wow.
Not good. I've got 1 shield.
Oh dear.
I think that maybe saves me.
You're out.
I'm out.
You are out.
Oh yeah, because I took a damage earlier, didn't I? Yeah.
Okay. What happens if we both get KO'd?
We just don't get any benefits from the encounter. And we both have to heal. And it's bad.
Bad. Right. I'm not going to do this on my own, am I?
It's going to be difficult.
There is no way I'm going to do this on my own. So that's the purple one done. So now it's me. Yeah. This is not going to happen, is it? So, well, we'll just go crazy. I'll do the chain reactor and the stim kit for 2. And then I'll do 1 attack and 1 defense. And we'll attack this troll young'un. There we go. Okay, so I've done 1 damage to the troll young'un. And then, I've poisoned myself again. This flipping stim kit. Where did I buy it from? Don't know where I bought it from, but it's a bit rubbish. So this is actually going to be of no use whatsoever, I think, now. Or is it? Oh no, I'll put that back. The chain reactor might still work. Yeah, that wasn't very good. That's me done. Right, yellow one takes a damage at the start of the round. And then I guess it doesn't move because it can't actually get to me. I think. I don't know. And then the green one attacks me for 1 attack and 1 defense. Patches needs an intervention. Yes. So it got a bones, which is good. It's careless, so it takes a damage. And it hits me for 1. And I've got 1 shield. Right, done. Next round, round 4. We are going to get to the fatigue round.
Yeah.
Did I forget to heal at the start of my turn? I think I did.
I think you did, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, I did. In fact, where did I take the damage? Yeah, I took the damage from the blue one. So, yeah. Okay, round 4. It's this one first, and it's attacking me for 2, which is a bones, so it inspires, and it deals me 1 damage. So the inspires basically means that this one takes the next turn, which, as you say, it would have done anyway.
Yeah.
The next baddie on the ini meter takes their turn immediately after this unit. Move their ini die. And is granted an additional attack, additional 1 attack this turn. So unfortunately, it moves to here, and it's attacking me for 4 attack. Wow. And 2 defense. This Orc Warmonger is very, very tough. Okay, so that's a bones, which means it's taunt. It's got 3 defense. And it's hit me for 4 damage.
Ouch.
1, 2, 3, 4. Ouch indeed. Right, my go. I heal 1. at the start. I am then going to do medkit, chain reactor, and a defense and an attack. And I have to target this orc. Well, well, well. Okay, well, I've done my medkit. My medkit's worked.
Yeah.
And I get 3 health back.
Yeah.
So that's good. I'm then going to put this on. So this is recover. So at the start of my turn, I heal for 1, and it lasts the entire battle. So I'm now healing an extra 1 at the start of each turn. And I've got 2 bones, which I'm going to put in there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep them in there in the hope that I get 6. Right. Yellow one dies from the true damage, from bleeding. Nice. Except somebody's going to come in and take its place. And then the green one attacks me for 1 attack and 1 defense. Oh, 2 damage. Yeah. Getting beaten up properly. Okay, so end of the round. Yellow one comes in, and it is the Orc Peon with 3 health. It comes in on lane 3 melee, which is there. Right, round 5. Blue one first, hits me for 2 attack. 3 damage. Oh, this is crazy. Yeah. That's that one done. Next is the purple one. So the taunt goes. It's attacking me for 3. I think this might be it.
Yeah.
We've just taken way too much damage. Yeah, dead. Right, knocked out. So, well, that's not supposed to happen. Battle results. Unsuccessful battle. Full party wipe. If your entire party runs into bad luck and all gearlocks are KO'd, the battle ends immediately, but the adventure continues. Skip the reward phase and move directly to the recovery phase for that day. Unless you have loot that grants HP, each gearlock will likely have to choose the rest and recover option as their individual choice during this phase. Remove all dice from each gearlock's active slots, locked slots and backup plan. Remove all exhausted skill dice back into their slots. Remove any remaining buff HP. Place any undefeated baddies face down on the bottom of their appropriate stack. Right, okay. So, yeah, that didn't go to plan. So that goes there. That one goes there. Some really bad rolls against you when it got three 2s. That was just crazy. Okay, so we're both recovering.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you are on 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Backup plans disappear. Active dice go. Skills go back. At least my medkit worked. The one thing that did work. That goes there. That goes there. These all come out. And right. So it's the next day. Are we just going to take on the tyrant?
Yeah, I think so.
I think we will, because I'm getting quite tired. So whether tactically this is the right thing to do or not, we're just gonna take on the tyrant. So yes, Andrew, I was just wanting to show you what happened when the party died. That's exactly why I did it, honestly. So yeah, at the start of the day, if you've got enough progress points, then instead of drawing an encounter, you can take on the tyrant. And that is what we're going to do. So, again, we don't have to do that. It is day 7, though. Day 7, we take on the tyrant. So, where are the rules for taking on the tyrant? Because we didn't get this far last night. Tyrants, here we go. You are not required to challenge the tyrant the day after earning the required progress. You must defeat the tyrant before the maximum number of days has exceeded. The tyrant card acts as your encounter card for the day. And the back of the tyrant card instructs you on how to set up the battle mat. So basically, we just have a big fight. A failed tyrant battle is handled the same way as a successful encounter battle. So you can try again if you don't have enough days left. Okay. Right. Off we go then. So we're going to fight Nom. Trolls, as a species, are not so smart. Nom, the troll chieftain of the Shalefist region, is no exception. However, no one has ever felt the need to point that out to Nom due to the obvious reasons that size differentials and thunderclubs. It could also be Nom loves to imprison those that anger him and then face off against his prey in a caged battle, one by one. Okay, so what we have is we have the final battle with Nom. Oh, Russ is here. Hi, Russ. We're just about to take on the final battle. So clubbing with Nom. The BQ is baddie points. So that's 14. But only one gearlock on battle mat at a time. Gearlocks decide who enters first, second, etc., etc. When a gearlock is KO'd, the next gearlock will assume a starting position on the battle mat. Now, the tyrant has thick skin 3. So every time we damage Nom, the first 3 damage is ignored. And it's got recover 1. So it recovers 1 at the start of its turn. Right, and it has a special tyrant die. So off we go. Let's set up Nom. So we have Nom with... Do we have actually Nom on the board?
Yes.
How much health does Nom have? Oh, it's on the other side. There we go. Right, so Nom is on the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But do you actually give him a lane chip?
Yeah.
Or does he go on top of the baddie cube? What have I missed about tyrants?
It's a good question. Where does he come in?
Let's just look this up. See if I can find the answer before the chat tells me. So 6 or 16? 16 tyrants. Well, it says on here. Oh, it says add Nom to the bottom of the BQ. It actually says it on the card. Yeah. So we need 14 points worth of baddies, okay, which is 2 5s and 4 1s. Okay, and then Nom is on the bottom. Okay, so that is the battle queue. And then what we're going to do is we're going to reveal them and place them on. So we first of all have an Orc Rager. So number 1 is an Orc Rager with 5 health. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which is melee. Which has got raiding plus rage 2. Baddie number 2 is a Kobold Elite, which is hardy with a new ability called Compound. That's a new one. That's number 2. That's melee as well. Number 3 is a 1-point baddie. This is a Troll Brute. 1, 2, 3. Baddie number 3, melee, thick skin and careless. And then baddie number 4 is a Kobold Green Thumb, which has got hardy and 3 health. There you go. Right. So that goes in there. So all melee. Now this one has a new ability that we've not seen yet. If you look on here, it's got 2 little people in the thing. Now what does that mean, Scott?
That, if I remember rightly, means it attacks 2 people.
Okay, right. I thought it might be that. So we have a battle queue with 2 1s followed by Nom. But, according to the card, only 1 gearlock on a battle mat at any time. We decide who enters first and then who enters second. Which is a bit weird.
Yeah.
So, who's going to go first? It's probably going to have to be me, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
I take down as many of these things as I can, and then you come along with your dagger once Nom is in the game.
Yeah, and if you can roll the stim kit or the stim belt, or even both of them, and the chain reactor, and put them on me, if you get the right results.
Yeah.
Uh,
Or should I put them on me? No, I'm probably best putting them on you. I'm not sure, actually. It's probably better putting them on you.
yeah, I think so.
So this is the question. This is a question for the chat. Can patches, can I roll my stim belt and chain reactor and put them on Nugget, even though Nugget is not actually in the battle at the start? Or can you only use them on characters on the battle mat? Question for the chat, because I don't think Alpa says yes. Assuming that's a yes in answer to my question. Okay, so let's try it. So I don't really like that whole hardy thing. That's going to make killing them so slow and painful.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to start here. Okay, so we need initiatives. The yellow one is on initiative 1.
Although compound is not great.
What does compound do?
Its attack stat is equal to the current round number.
Oh, wow.
And the 6 side is 5 rather than 6.
Okay. Right, so I'm coming in first. Here we go. I'm 4, which is good. I'm going before all of them. Okie dokie then. Right, so. Yeah, am I just going to set myself up then and spend 2 decks to roll these 2? But then I'm not really attacking. Or defending. I probably need to defend a little bit, but then again, it's got thick skin. So I need to do a lot of damage to it as early as possible. I could have done with an extra 1 dex. Yeah, haven't really leveled up this character very much. Maybe I won't do the chain reactor just yet.
Yeah.
So I'll do this, and I'll do 2 attack, and I'll do a defense. There's move to corner. Yeah, but if I move to the corner, I then can't attack. I mean, only 2 are going to be able to hit me this round anyway. Nobody's going to move to here. So I could move next round.
Yeah, I would move next round.
Or, I think people what might be saying is that if I go to here and just use these 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
What's your
Okay.
next? 4.
4. So I move to the corner and I use these 3 stims. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we get. Right. So these are good. These are buff HP. This is a bones. I'm not going to take the bones. I'm going to put the chain reactor back. But if we're saying that I can give both of these to you,
I believe so.
okay. Because it does say buff HP, put it in an active slot or an ally's active slot. So I'm going to give them to you. So you've got 5 buff HP.
Nice.
Okay, there you go. And then I'm going to put the chain reactor on you. So it'll start replenishing that.
Is that 3 and a 2? Do you want to give me 3 and you 2?
No, I think I'll just give them all to you.
Okay. Yeah.
I think so. I mean, the 2's not actually very good. Yeah, the 2 could be better, but I don't want to risk it because you know what that one's like.
Yeah.
Technically, he has 2 and 3, not 5. Okay, there you go.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, that makes sense because
2 and 3. Right.
If it gets exhausted.
Okay, so that's my go done. Next, we have this one. This is melee. It moves 2, so I'm just going to move it to here. Then the purple one goes, and now this can't really get in, so this goes 1, 2 to there. Yeah. I guess you have choice of where you move them.
Yes, you do.
The blue one's going to go 1, 2.
Yep.
Okay, and then hits me for 2. Dealing me 2 damage. And then the yellow one can't get in. Okay, round 1 is done. Round 2, me first. I have 4 decks, so I'm going to try the chain reactor. And I'm going to do... see, I really don't want that to be attacking me for 4. But I think it's probably going to. I don't think there's much I can do about that unless I decide not to attack this turn. But I could get lucky. I could do 3 attacks on it and I could get lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I'll just do...
just hit it as hard as you can.
I'll just do 3 attacks and see if I get lucky. Here we go. Oh, heal. Thank you. I'll heal 1 at the start of my turn. Right. Here we go. Okay. Oh, just short. Dealt it 4 damage. It was a good effort. And I put a bones on the chain reactor, so that's going back. Okay, right. Next, the green one moves in and attacks me for 1 dice. Bones. No ability on it, so forget that one. Purple one moves to there. Blue one attacks me for 4 dice. This is going to hurt. Oh, not bad. Not bad at all. 2 damage and 2 bones. And the 2 bones is nothing. I got away with that one. Whew. And then the yellow one doesn't do anything because it can't get in. Right, round 3. I'm going to spend my 4 decks on buying that dice. I'm going to heal 1. I'm buying that dice, a defense dice, and 2 attacks.
Oh yeah. Okay. Where was the purple one at the start of the round?
Up here, I think. Purple doesn't move, it has no path, so it stays put.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it was there. Right. Okay, so they don't try and get closer then. Thank you. Right. Come on, Mr. Orc Rager. Yes. Right, so I get a defense. The Orc Rager has been killed. There's a new one going to be coming in at the end. And I've got this. Now.
The recover one.
It's the recover 1 at the start of each of your rounds. I'm tempted to re-roll it because if I get the +2, then again we might be here forever.
Yeah.
I think the +1 is good.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I'm going to take the +1. So I'm going to take that.
Yeah.
Okay, that is my go done. Green one hits me. 1 die. 1 damage comes off the shield. Purple one can now get me. So it moves to there. Yellow one moves to there and hits me. 1 attack and 1 defense. In fact, that should have rolled a defense die last time, I think. Don't matter. We'll roll it now. Double bones. And it's careless. Oh ho! So it takes 2 damage from falling flat on its face.
Was it
nice.
Careless 2?
Yeah, no, careless 1, but I rolled 2 bones.
I think it's just 1 if you roll bones, it's not 1 per
Is it?
bone. I think so, yeah.
Careless, this unit takes hash true damage, no hash counts as 1. Ooh, where's the rule for that? We might ask the chat. Triggers only once. Okay, thank you. Didn't realise that.
Yeah.
It's a shame, but it works. Right, round 4. Gosh, we're going to get into the fatigue rounds quite quickly. Oh, at the end of the round, this one comes in. It's a 1-point baddie. It's got raiding. It's got 4 health. And unfortunately, it's another orc. Oh, no, but the first orc is dead. Nice. So that comes in there. And then it's me first. Right. So I've used all of my stim stuff. I heal 1 at the start. No, I heal 2 at the start of the round. So I'm back on full health. I've got 4 decks. So I'm just going to use 3 attack and 1 defense. Here we go. We're rocking now. And it's not going to be on the hardy one because that's such a waste. So we're going to hit this troll brute. Okay, I've got a bones which I will lock in there, and I've dealt 4 damage minus the thick skin is enough. Done. Next is the green one, which hits me for 1 damage. Next is the purple one, which moves 1, 2. And then the blue one that moves 1, 2. Attacks me for 1 attack and 1 defense. 1 damage, and it's got a shield on it. Okay, round 5. More bad guys enter. Nom's nearly here. It's another Orc Scout with 3 health. This is a bit weird, the fact that I'm playing the game on my own at the moment.
Yeah.
Go and make a coffee if you want. Now that's got ranged attack, unfortunately, so it's going to be shooting me from all the way back over there. And we now have 2 orcs on the board, both with raiding. So they're both giving another 1 attack to each other.
Yep.
Right. So me first. I heal 2. Okay. Then I do 3 attack and a defense on this one. 3 damage and a shield. 3 damage minus that, so it's taken 2. It's down to 2 health. Okay, now the green one attacks me, which is the kobold green thumb. 1 damage. That's my shield gone. Purple one can't attack me. Blue one attacks me for 1, 2 because of the other orc. And it's got a defense die. 2 damage. And then the yellow one shoots me for 2. 4 damage. Ouch. Okay, might have to medkit time. Okay, right, we are now on a fatigue round. So do you know how the fatigue rounds work?
Yes, so at the start of the round, everything takes 1 true damage.
Right. This might actually work in our favour. Except I'm down on 1 health. So 1 true damage, 1 true damage. 1, 1, and 1. So presumably not you, because you're not there.
Correct.
Okay. Right, my go first. I heal 2. I then use my 4 dex to buy a medkit skill die, a defense, and 2 attack, and we're going to target the orc grunt. Okay, here we go. Does the initiative not change for the new baddies when they come in? So 1 point and 5 point baddies always come in at the end, irrespective of what their initiative value is. 20 point baddies and tyrants come in at the top, and gearlocks. Okay, so I heal for 3. Yeah, I'll have that. 1, 2, 3. I've got a shield, and I've dealt 2 damage, minus that, it's gone. Right, nice. That done. Me done. Green hits me for 1. This little kobold is nibbling away at me. Purple can now get in, and now you say it's rolling 5 dice?
Yep.
Because we're on round 6. Ouch. Okay, I've got 1 shield. It's rolled the bones, which doesn't do anything. And then it's 5 damage.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Is that enough?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See you laters.
Okay. So now I come in.
Do you come in immediately?
What does the tyrant card say?
End of round. Yeah, assume a starting position on the battle mat at the top spot after end of round. Okay, so this one goes but doesn't do anything. So now Nom arrives.
So, yeah, I assume Nom comes in first and then I do.
Yeah. So Nom has arrived. And Nom is going to go... So which initiative dice does Nom use? Or does it just use a chip? As normal?
It uses a chip as normal.
Goes on the normal thing. Can move diagonally, according to this. This token has If you can just about see, is it going to focus? Is it going to focus? There's like a feet here. I think that means it can move diagonally.
Yeah.
So that goes on there. So Nom goes to the top, but then you come in and you go before it.
Yep.
And Nom has thick skin 3. So, where do you want to go?
Put me in the corner.
This one down here?
Yeah.
Okay, right. And it is your go first.
I just need to beat Nom to win.
Do we?
Yes. Yeah, we just have to defeat the
Okay.
tyrant.
Right.
You don't have to defeat all of them, fortunately. Okay, so 5 decks. So dagger. Actually, what skills does he have? Remind me.
Thick skin 3 and recover 1.
Okay. Yeah. So dagger, long blade, bolo. Do I want some defense? Or do I just go out full out attack because I've got an extra 5 buff HP
You do?
plus the fatigue damage? 2 attack dice.
Using 2 of your stones.
Yep.
Okay. Here we go. So, you have done, you've got the bleed on it, but no damage. But you've done 3 damage, which is bounces off the thick skin. But the bleed does go on. If you want to use that.
Yes, I will.
I guess you do. Yeah. So stick the bleed on. There you go. So that's that die used. And you can give him -2 attack if you want.
What's his attack stat?
1. Yeah, he's not actually very good at attacking, is he?
So if I do the -2 attack, he won't hit
He
me?
won't attack.
Yeah.
Unless there's something to say minimum of 1.
I don't think so.
Alter attack dice for you or your target by hash plus mod does not cost dex to roll for the battle. I don't understand what that means.
So one of my other dice.
No, I get it.
It can give me plus.
Yeah.
So then, that doesn't cost additional dex.
Right.
But there's no minimum of 1. So I think he just doesn't attack.
Okay. Bolo could be more helpful against the compound enemy, says Brad. That is true. That's true. We forgot the true damage.
Fatigue.
Yeah,
so.
we got the fatigue. Thank you. So that one goes.
I think you can take it off. No, you can't take it off the.
I think true damage bypasses buff. Yeah.
Yeah, strictly speaking, fatigue isn't true damage. It's just lose 1 HP. Right.
Okay. So what do you want to do with this? Are you going to put it on?
Put it on Nom. I just want
put it on Nom.
Do as much damage to him as possible.
Okay, right, you're done. So blue is Nom. Nom moves 2 towards you.
Bleeds.
Oh, it bleeds and it's got diagonal movement. So it can actually go there. But then it doesn't hit you. Oh, and it's got recover. So it bleeds and it recovers.
Yeah.
But it doesn't attack you. Okay? Just a case of surviving, I think. Last another 5 rounds and you win. So the green one moves 2. Doesn't attack you. The purple one moves 2 and doesn't attack you. The yellow one, the Orc Scout in the corner, does attack you. Shoots an arrow at you. And gets a bones, which does nothing. Nice. Easy round. So next round, the Orc Scout dies. The Kobold dies. So the green one and the yellow one have gone. There you go. You're first. I think you've got this.
Hopefully, yeah. Might as well do long blade, 3 attack, 1 defense.
Yep, here we go. Nom has 2 dice still. Ah, yeah, hang on. Yes, sorry, we did forget Nom. Nom actually rolls 1 attack, 1 defense, and Nom's special dice.
Oh yes, of course.
So
Yeah.
what you've done is you've removed the attack, but it still rolls the other ones. Okay, thank you, chat. I did forget about that.
Yeah.
And fatigue damage on Nugget. Did I not do fatigue damage on you?
I think you just did.
You're down to 5. Maybe I didn't.
I think you did.
Well, no,
'Cause
because
I
you should have
almost
taken
take
2.
it off.
You should have taken
Okay.
2 fatigue damage, shouldn't you?
Yeah, no, sorry. So
Yeah.
you didn't.
Yeah. So we're going back. We're going back to Nom's attack that I forgot because I got too excited. The Nom's got a defense and he's got a club, Thunder Club. After Nom's attack, knock target to the farthest position away from its current position on the battle mat and deal it 1 true damage.
So that's the opposite corner.
Yeah, but that was occupied at this point, was it? Where are we now?
Yes, it was, because this is before the start of the round, so it'll be one of the other corners
Probably there.
or there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
there.
so that was the last round.
Yeah.
Everybody's now taken the damage. It's
And
now
you
your
need to
go.
Deal me damage for the club.
I think I just did. Yeah, you're down to 3.
Right. Okay.
Okay, we're all good. We are all good.
Okay. So long blade, 3 attack dice, using up the rest of my stones, and a defense.
Yep, and you're attacking Nom.
Yep.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. So it's got a shield. It's got thick skin 1, so that's 3 prevented. It takes 1. Okay, best you could do. Well, not quite, but you know, it was good. Right, Nom is next. Nom moves 2 towards you. Can't hit diagonally, even though he can move diagonally. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
He bleeds, but he also recovers 1. So
yeah.
that cancels out. And then we have this that's hitting you for 5. Oh dear.
Yeah. Well, I've still got buff HP.
You got your buff HP, yeah.
Yeah.
So 5 attack. That's 2 bones, which is good. And 3 damage. So 1 shield and 2 buff HP.
Yeah.
Okay. Done. Next round. 1 true damage on everybody. This is going to be tight.
Yep.
You'll go first.
Okay, same again, long blade. Oh, actually, no, I can't use the attack dice.
You're going to have
So
to move.
maybe I move first. Yeah. So move 1.
So 1 dex to move.
Yeah.
1 dex for the long blade.
Yeah.
And
let's just go for it. 3 attack dice.
oh, instead of the long blade.
I've got.
Oh, you got 5 dex. Yeah, sorry.
5 dex.
So long blade, 3 attack dice, and you moved 1. Okay?
Yeah.
Chat's dead. I've got to bring the chat back. Right, here we go. Chat is back. Oh, herbs. You've got herbs.
Yes. Yes, use my herbs.
You can just use all of them, can't you?
Yeah, I think strictly speaking, you get 1 use per turn. But I could have used them earlier.
You could have used them earlier. Yeah, we'll say that he's been using the herbs. But let us know in the chat if it should be 1 per turn.
It should be 1 per turn, I'm certain.
Okay, here we go.
I completely forgot about them.
It's 4 damage. It's a bone. So 4 damage minus the 3 for the thick skin is 1. Which means, start of next round, you win, if you can survive.
Yeah.
Right, so Nom.
Give me a sling stone, just
Okay.
in case.
Just in case.
Yeah.
There you go. Right, so Nom is going to attack you. No attack dice, but he does roll a defense dice, and he rolls his own
pattern. Okay.
tyrant dice. Is it not once per turn? Oh, there we go then. Yeah. Right, Nom's going to hit you. So he rolled a bones, which is nothing. And then he bashes you to here, and you take a damage. Is it damage or true damage?
I think it's true damage.
True damage, yeah. So he bashes you to there, and it's true damage. And then the other one comes in and goes 1, 2 and hits you. Right, this is it. This might be the deciding role of the game.
Yeah.
It's got 1 health left. You should have killed that.
It's fine.
You should have killed that, then you'd have done it.
Yeah, I've got 3.
Oh, you got 3 buff HP. Oh, I forgot about that, yeah.
I'll be alright.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. Right, you know I said it was going to be close?
Yeah.
You've got 3 buff HP.
Mm.
You've got 4 hit points.
Mm.
You're down to 1.
Yeah.
Right?
Did you recover Nom on his turn?
I didn't, but I also didn't apply the bleed.
Right, yeah.
So the bleed and the recover are effectively cancelling out. Right, so here we go. At the start of next round, everybody dies. What happens? Is it a draw?
I can't remember.
Is there anything in the rules about a draw? We lost, apparently, according to Alpa. I'll just ban Alpa from the chat and delete all of his posts. Anybody else want to offer a solution? Paul also says we lose, so Paul's getting banned as well. Right, let's ban Paul. Brian says we win. We like Brian. Chris says we lose. Sarah says we lose. Brad says it's a tragedy, and Matt says we lose. So if it's a vote, then we've lost. But what an epic end to the game. So yeah, the true damage hits us first. Yeah, the point is, the true damage hits you first. David is saying we lose as well. There's a lot of people who we're going to fall out with tonight, Scott, because they're all saying we lose. Yeah. Paul wins. Yay, Jason, I knew I liked you for some reason. So you only win if a gearlock survives the encounter. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Richie says you can't choose the order in which you apply the bleed. Can't you choose in what order you apply the bleed and the recover? Possibly, but if he's down on health, it doesn't actually matter because we're not getting to that point. Unless you're suggesting.
So would he have died in...
No, he wouldn't have done because he was on 2.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
he was on 2.
He was on 2. So
pretty sure he was.
Right. Well,
so close.
I need to lie down. Okay, now you like this game, Scott, don't you?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Is it your favourite game, or is it up there?
It's certainly up there. It's certainly
right.
Top 10.
Okay. And my objective for this month was to play it enough to get used to the rules, because I tried playing it about a year ago, and David taught me how to play. Well, I tried playing it 3 times myself about 2 years ago from the rule book and gave up each time. I just couldn't work out. And even if I thought I understood the basic rules, I then got this, and the wording on here just didn't make any sense to me. So then David Ellis taught me how to play, and I thought, great, I now know how to play. And then it was months and months later when I then decided to play a game with Jeremy Howard, and unfortunately, I chose a character which just absolutely exploded. I tried to play Lab Rats, and it's like, it's a really, really complex gearlock set to play. So that kind of set me back. So my objective in January is to play enough games that by the end of January, I can tell you whether I like this game or not, because the rules were the hurdle for me to be able to enjoy it, okay? I'm 1 game in to my playthrough series of January, and I can already tell you now that I'm enjoying it, okay? I will enjoy it more the next time I play patches. I will enjoy it more because I now have more of an idea how the character works, and I'm going to spend a bit more time researching it and understanding how the chain reactor in the stim belt works. I think I've half got it. And I think the more I play it, the more I'm going to enjoy it. I already appreciate the game. I already respect the game for just what's going on. I mean, Adam and Josh Carlson, who the creative genius that they've got to come up with this Hoplomachus, Cloud Spire, and now Burn Cycle is quite something. Yeah. How was that game for you then, Scott?
It was great.
Yeah?
I mean, even with the sitting out for half of the Tyrant
Final
battle,
fight.
it's still fun. I think it's the way I learned the game was I have a couple of friends in the States that they backed like all of the Kickstarters, and
Yeah.
I watched them play over Hangouts
Right.
a couple of times, and then early last year I bought
Undertow, yeah.
Because I wasn't sure whether I would actually like it when it comes to actually playing it. So
Yeah.
And Undertow is significantly cheaper than the base game.
Yes.
So that was a good way to buy into the game. And then learnt to play it properly. It was over 2 days after Aircon early last year.
Yeah.
Sitting in the hotel bar with a beer.
Yeah. But you'd already seen it being played, and I think that's the thing. I tried learning it from the rulebook, and I tried learning it from 1.0 rulebook. The new rulebook is 2.1, which is better. Still not great in my opinion, but it's better. Learning from the rulebook and trying to play it was just I just couldn't. So Undertow is interesting because Undertow is a smaller box. It's a cut down version of the game. It's cheaper, and it is a good. In some respects, it's a good way to get if you don't want to, spend the cost of the base game. The downside is, in my opinion, Undertow is harder to learn. Undertow has extra rules on top of this, which confused me even more. And Undertow only comes with 2 characters, and both of those characters are a lot harder to play than these 2 characters. So whilst Undertow is an easier entry point financially, I personally think Undertow is a harder entry point in terms of actually learning how to play the game. So basically, if you like the game, what I'm saying is save up, rob a bank, and buy the base set rather than Undertow. That's my opinion anyway. So yes, that's everything. We're all done. What time is it? It's 11 o'clock. Wow. 3 hours is not bad for a learning game.
No, that's all right.
If we did this again now, not that we would, but if we did, it'd be 2 hours.
Yeah.
I think. Certainly not looking at the chat and everything else. It would be 2 hours.
Yeah, I like playing it solo and not worrying about the time. And it takes 2 or 3 hours, and it's nice and relaxing. And
it's same as Mage Knight in a way, because you can play a day or 2 and then just leave it. Walk away, go and have lunch, come back, do the next day. It's self-contained in all these little segments, which is 1 day. But solo is the next time I'm going to be playing it. So if you want to see the second video in my series, Monday afternoon, UK time. Okay, so that's going to be 2 o'clock GMT, Monday afternoon. It will be available afterwards on the same link, and I'm going to be playing patches again, and I might try a different tyrant. Yeah, I might try a different tyrant, but I'm going to be playing solo game of patches on Monday afternoon. That'll be the next in the series. So there we go. A day takes about half an hour. Yeah, I dread to think what 4-player would be with one of the long scenarios, because this was a short scenario. You'd be there forever. It's an all-day effect, an all-day affair. But, it's one of those epic games. The feeling of rewarding as you level up your character and you take on these encounters must be great if you play a game all day. So, what's the longest game you've played then, Scott?
I don't know. I'd have to look that up. It's probably 3 or 4 hours.
Okay, so that's not too long then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay, well, I will say goodbye to you now, and I will speak to you later on Slack. Thank you very much for joining me tonight and stepping in for Rick.
That's okay. Thank you.
I'll speak to you later. Right. That's say goodbye to Scott. And just, yeah, a couple of final things before you disappear. As mentioned at the start, this is not a sponsored video. This video and all of the other Too Many Bones videos that I'm doing this month, in fact, all of the other videos that I'm doing this month, they're purely funded through the Patreon campaign. So if you are in a position to be able to support me and you like the content that I create and you want to help the channel, patreon.com/gaming rules, that is there. In addition to that, I'm doing 2 contests this month. The first contest is to win a copy of the base game of Too Many Bones, which has been donated to me from Chip Theory Games. Thank you very much for that. To enter that contest, you just need to be a Patreon supporter at the end of the month. So that's a thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. If you are a supporter at producer level or higher, you automatically get entered into the contest. The second contest is available to everybody, and I'm going to put the link in the chat again now, because you can enter this right now. There you go. There is the link in the chat. It's a Google form. It's got some questions. Fill in the questions. The more questions you get right, the more entries you get. I will be doing the draw at the end of the month. So if you're not watching this video live, you can still enter the contest. Okay, the link, I'll put it into the show notes of the video, but it's in the chat as well. And yeah, I will basically draw a winner at the start of next month from all of the entries, and you will win a copy of Undertow. So, copy of Too Many Bones base game going to a Patreon supporter, copy of Too Many Bones Undertow going to whoever. Patreon supporters can enter the second contest if they want to. And that's everything. Thank you very much to everybody for joining me tonight. Thoroughly exhausting, but this is exactly what I wanted for tonight. This was my proper learning game again, and I'll be back on Monday with a solo game playing patches. And by the end of January, I will be an expert at the game and I'll be able to tell you anything you want to know about it. Maybe not, because there's so much content for this game. The base game has 4 characters, Undertow has 2 characters. I've got like 20 different tyrants. I've got Age of Tyranny campaign. I've got 40 days into... Potentially, this is a lifestyle game. There's so much content there, it would take weeks to play through it all, which is great because there are some people who play this game a whole bunch, love the game, and I can now see absolutely why, because this is something special. Anyway, we're all done. I'm tired. It's late. I'm going to go downstairs for some ice cream and Jaffa cakes. Thanks very much for joining me. Take care, and I'll see some of you on Monday. Gaming Rules is proudly sponsored by Game Toppers, upgrading your gaming experience. Visit GameToppersLLC.com.